intern.
Okay, well, it's on now. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for episode 92 of the Tattoo Collecting 101 podcast.
92.
Great job.
Yeah.
That's
That was gold. Who are we?
Told you we are.
You're really putting him on the
I
spot.
am.
See, nice to meet you.
Hear about our platform?
We're not really.
Oh, hey. For raw pigments, Tattoo Now, World Tattoo Events, DLI's Pro, Fireside Tattoo, The Apprenticeship Diaries, and as well as Guy Atchison, the founder of the platform. So thank you to all of our sponsors for making it possible.
Nice job, Kyle. Beautifully done. Beautifully done.
I am fucking impressed. I'm gonna throw it out there. If you asked me to read on spot, and like I just that's all that would come out.
Yeah. I mean, me too, but I try.
You did wonderful. I'm very, very proud of you. That's not a skill I possess.
I'm barely learning it.
Yeah, not a thing I can do.
Yeah.
If you're like, read this script out loud, dude, I'd memorize. Because no. Because no. Because it would all kind of sound like this as I piece the words together.
What if you put it together like a Schoolhouse Rock?
I don't know.
Rock it out. That's what we need. We need like the sponsor
I
jingle.
feel like I would need like
Probably
5
just
minutes
memorize.
though to prepare for that.
Todd just lit that fucking thing. Todd, talk to us a second about the fucking thing you just lit. Bring it in. Bring it in. Everybody, Todd. You're on mute. Anyhow.
All right.
Oh man, we're batting 1,000 today.
We're doing great.
Yeah, I know, right? This is the brand's called Jeter, and it's got
Speaking
a
of bats,
gram of gram of diamonds in it, gram of weed, rolled in Keith.
Okay.
so ladies and gentlemen, Todd will be asleep in 48 minutes. I'm going to count it out. We're going to set an alarm. Somebody set an alarm for 48 minutes.
48 minutes. Wake them up.
Should be good. Should be good.
So before we went live, we were just talking about the Rubber City show in Akron. That's the next show that we're all going to.
Rubber City.
Rubber City. Tony Urbanic's show.
Should be good.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
I keep flipping through the roster and I'm like, okay.
All right. All right.
I know them. That's some good work. Yeah. Should be a good time. Should be a good time.
It's going to be fun because we're not working at it. We weren't working at it, and then we decided we were working at it, and then we decided we weren't working at it. So now we're going literally only to get footage for the following week's episode.
It was
So
a bit
just
of a roller
podcast?
coaster.
Like
Yeah, just
we've got no
podcast.
skin in
We're
the game
gonna
other
have-
than podcast?
Yeah, we're going to have so much time
Oh
to
gosh.
play.
Don't let me
Yeah.
get trashed in public.
We
Okay.
won't let you get trashed in public.
I am saying this out loud to my friends. Don't let me get trashed in public.
Ben,
Hey, just remember,
We're all
all
working
all
trash.
Encourage me to
we get trash.
What'd you say, Todd?
You just gotta encourage me to make you get trash.
No, that's
no, we won't make him get trashed.
No, that's
We
not a
were
fun time.
all together at Hell City, but at Hell City we were also busy doing our own things. So this will be really fun to have everybody together. I think Gabe might be joining us today, but I think Gabe might be there too,
Gabe-
if I'm remembering right.
Can you hear me?
Mr. Ripley.
Mr. Ripley? Are you gonna join us?
But I think it's gonna be really fun to actually all of us be there hanging out and in person and actually have minimal responsibilities, so we can walk around together and we can talk to other collectors and we can have a lot of safety meetings.
I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of minimal
things very safe.
responsibilities.
Yeah.
Minimal responsibilities, maximum safety.
That's what was
That'd
coming.
be a good weekend.
Can we make maximum safety shirts? Is
Maximum safe.
that maximum safety?
Maximum safety.
That was the coolest thing about indie. I don't get to go to shows very often that I'm not on for. So just to be a person and walk around and absorb. It was a good time.
I still
wasn't
like
even there.
attending shows, and that's what's going to be fun about the Rubber City show for me is I'll actually just be an attendee, which I keep saying, no responsibilities. It's been a while. I've always loved attending shows to learn and
My
visit.
introduction to tattoo shows was on the back end. I started going to them because I knew someone that threw one. You know what I mean? So I've always had that worker bee mindset, and like, I don't know. It's weird. It's kind of cool just to
I'm kind of with you on that.
hang out.
I've
Was
only
the
kind of been doing
Cincinnati show
background
the
stuff.
first convention besides Hell City that you did?
No, I've been to New York.
Oh, that's right.
and,
You were tattooed there.
one in Pennsylvania. But again, just because somebody was like, "Hey, bro, swing through. Help me do this real quick. Help me throw this up real quick." You know what I mean? I didn't have any responsibilities in New York. I was getting tattooed in New York. But yeah. I'm not a convention junkie by any means. All my people are local.
Did you win awards when we went to Cincinnati?
I got second place overall male, first place best Japanese, something else.
Are we going to get in competitions in Akron?
If you order me one of those super cool banana hammock,
Why do I got to be the one to order it?
'Cause
I
I'll
know you're
order the
funny
wrong
about your
one.
fabric, Ben. First of all, I know you're funny
Thanks,
about your
Gabe.
fabric. We'll
I
just
am
leave
fun.
it at that.
yeah, but I mean, like, come on, you know me.
Not enough to like have a say over
Okay.
the fabric of that area.
I mean, it's the same as like your face. You wouldn't want it
Fair,
on your face. You wouldn't want it on your.
fair, but I'd pick something
Bunghole.
out and you're gonna be like, no, this has the such and such weave, so the pattern's gonna irritate my little skins.
No,
You wouldn't say that.
Nah, I'd be super appreciative that I didn't have to pick out a banana hammock.
Just Amazon that sucker.
Bro, my luck, this thing's gonna come. It's gonna be the size of two of my pinkies. And
Order 3 of them. Get a small, medium, large, and figure out which one fits best.
I'm fine.
I mean,
Hi, Gabe. Final
Hey,
pick out
how
a
goes
phone
it?
for me.
how are you, Gabe? Long
I'm
time no see.
fantastic. It's been a while. I'm excited for River City too.
Yes,
That'll be good.
yes, yes.
It'll be fun. The Tattoo Machine Olympics promises to be a fair amount of fun.
I'm on board. Explain the Tattoo Machine Olympics. I've never seen this event.
I don't think it's existed in this form before. I'm not sure I even really know what it is, except for that I think they've got like 3 or 4 different events coming up. Some of the machine builders, they've got machines that they're hooking like saws up to, so they're like sawing through stuff, and yeah, a couple different activities, I believe.
Derb was telling me about this. He was going to try and make it out. I think travel plans and stuff have changed. I don't think he's going to be able to make it, but he was going to try and put something together for the Machine Olympics.
Huh.
I don't know if like we talk about Derb all the time, but I don't know if we talk about the fact that he's like master machine builder as well. Like Derb's a wealth of like technical machine knowledge. We got Sid
Nice.
just walking up.
We're gonna put him on
Hey
spot.
Sid, I'm gonna pop in and say hey.
He's like, no, I'm not
Yeah,
doing
you want to say
anything.
hi? We got Gabe and Todd Torres.
Sid'll empty his hands, and he'll be here in just a moment. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped to just go and hang out and be with friends and soak it in. And I think I'm gonna turn my phone off and just not absorb.
There you go.
You know that'll never happen, but like
You know I let my
That-
battery die a
that
lot.
thought
so
process is kind of where I'm at.
I turn my phone off by default
Right.
by lack of charging, lack of planning ahead. You want to say hi? Yeah, come around here.
Come on, don't be act like you've never been on a stage before.
Sid Morrison here. Say hi.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Sid.
They said, "Hey, Sid." Now he's on
How
the
you
spot.
got you get to show off your sleeve now, right?
Show off my sleeve.
Yeah.
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 Little sunburnt, but taking care of it.
Nice.
Little sunburnt. He says.
sunburn. He's like lobster.
So Sid here. I almost used his nickname that he hates, but Sid here. He's about to start joining us a little bit more often at the studio. So hopefully we'll start dragging him on episodes occasionally. That would be kind of cool.
Sure. Yeah, we
Yeah.
talked about it one time. Let's do it.
Definitely
Oh,
have
shit,
to
wait,
sit-
you're learning to tattoo too, huh?
That's a big show.
Yeah.
It's our 100th
Yeah.
episode. And
Phoenix.
yeah, so like after Phoenix, we do like a post convention show. So you can sit and go through all the finer. This was fun and this was dumb and
Let's do it. I'm getting tattooed by Adam in Hell City. so-
Nice.
hells yeah, that'll be a nice little segment.
That's
to go.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a fucking ton of people on.
That'd be
Should be a
sweet.
good show.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll probably have a whole panel.
I think we'll be back for the show from Phoenix, won't we?
I will
right
still be
after.
on the road.
Ah,
So, I mean, I could still make the things happen
Sure,
and
for
everything,
sure.
you know, but
I
yeah, I'll
should be
probably
able-
still be on my road trip back. So I'll probably be somewhere decently cool for at least broadcasting time.
should be fun.
Adam
Should be a
said
lot
to
of fun.
me on Monday after the show, maybe we could get together for it somehow.
Yeah, or we could get together immediately after the show and pre-record it. It doesn't have to be live, but it is kind of fun to be live, like for
We
commitment
always renew
wise.
fitteds and
Huh.
stuff. It's not.
Yeah.
Never bad to have a B-roll.
Sure.
We like to
Get
be
off here, guys. Good talking
Thanks
to
for
you.
joining us for a minute, Sid.
Yeah.
Sid Morrison, everybody.
Sid. Sid.
No, he's learning to tattoo, right?
Yeah, we've done a little bit of work. We've done some grapefruit. Sid and I have tattooed some grapefruit together. I think Derb's got some frozen pig's feet. So that's going to be the next thing that we're going to do. He's got the jars and alcohol ready to go. I've never tattooed pig's feet, so I'm kind of excited about it for when we get the chance to make it
I want a
happen.
pig's foot.
You want a pig's foot? Maybe we'll have to go find more pig's feet because you got to do some
No,
snails.
I don't want to tattoo.
You can
it.
do
I
a whole
want-
bunch of
I
snails
want one that
on the
somebody
pig's
tattoos.
foot. Oh, okay.
Oh
wanna
yeah,
get
like
in
I'll
on this.
tattoo one too.
Yeah,
Like that's
do
what it
some
takes for me
snails.
to acquire
Kyle,
some of these things.
We're gonna have to get you tattooing some pig's feet too. It's gonna happen. What?
I want a cool tattooed pig's foot.
Okay. What do you want on it?
You to fucking make me a cool tattooed pig's foot.
All right. We'll do a psychedelic trippy pig's foot, with, like some wigwags and
Trippy
crazy
piggies.
shapes. I like that. I like the trippy piggies.
Tell me what my cost is. Okay.
I think if you find some more frozen pig's feet, we could make it happen.
I might know a man with a pig farm.
Well, that solves the problem of finding pig's feet. Apparently, they're only available at some Kroger.
You could probably go to a butcher's
Yes,
that actually still cuts meat and be like, "Hey, Senor Butcher,
but I kind of live in like the inner city.
Hong, we live 15 minutes from each other."
Right. And
So
in
we
that,
live
and
the
then that
same
15,
inner city.
and in that 15 minutes, we go from I'm in the part of the belt and you're outside of the belt.
Little East Belt. Our
They do. We are.
But I bet you we
straight
could
shot
go to
one
like
another.
the Pataskala butcher shop or somewhere like that and be like, "Hey, yo, butcher, I am willing to pay you for your waste.
And they're probably going to be like, fantastic.
$1 a nickel."
Pig's feet ain't waste.
Very, very true. Very, very, very true. But most of the time, there's not a huge market for
Not around here.
in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
I've
The
had pig with
Mexicans
big
eat
feet.
them.
I've had pig with big feet.
We love it.
I've
in
had
the noodle,
boils.
man.
I've had them cut them down and fucking put them in a taco. Delicious. They did that. What's the one where they fold it over and then they fry it?
Quesadilla.
No.
What's the whole Sailor Jerry story where they sneak into the morgue and tattoo dead people?
Oh, what?
Isn't that how the old legends they used to like? I don't know if it was Rollo and Sailor Jerry or they talked about sneaking into the morgue and hitting up the cadavers. I think it was Sailor Jerry probably, but who the fuck knows? It's probably just me just making
haven't heard
bullshit
those
now.
stories. I haven't heard them. I want to hear them.
That is absolutely legendary if true.
So we need to source that. Anybody that's listening
Fact
to the
checkers.
replay,
Fact
find
checkers,
the
we need to
tattooing
know.
cadavers.
I mean, I'm definitely
I
sure
don't
that's
have
been
any cadaver
practiced.
hookups.
I don't have any cadaver.
I
hookups
generally
either.
have a guy for everything.
No
I
cadavers.
don't have a cadaver guy.
It's not as
I'm
you know,
kinda
really
relieved,
should though,
Ben.
right?
I'm
Like as
kind of relieved.
well for preserving skins, in this case
Right.
for preserving tattooed skins, we probably do want to have an embalmer tattoo friend, huh?
I don't know. I don't think I mean, as much as I love my tattoo collection
I'll
and I
take it.
definitely want it photographed and I would love for it to be shared that way, but I don't know. Don't tan me.
I'm taking it with me.
You don't want to be
Don't
skinned?
tan me. Don't tan me. Don't. Just leave me intact. Like,
Wouldn't bother me.
I could like take my useful organs
Yeah,
for somebody.
I was about to
I
say,
mean, that's cool. I'm
my
like that.
liver, but
God, why would I care? I mean, I would like
Oh,
to.
come on, why not?
God, that's a fair point. It's a fair point.
And then how do you okay, how is your family supposed to handle that relic for the rest of forever?
Hang me
A
over
wall. You're hanging on a wall.
It's one of the things I wonder. Like, first of all, I wonder what people do with like cremains of pets. Like once it's been like years and years and they've moved several times and
You
like
put them inside one of them
things
little
like
rice
that.
capsules, and then you put a loop on it, and you put it on your necklace, and you never take it off.
But what do you do with the rest of the ashes that are in the little urn with the engraved name?
You're supposed to spread them in your puppy's favorite place.
You're not supposed to keep them forever for eternity.
That's gross.
That sounds unhealthy.
That's just
I'm
gross.
just
Have you ever
wondering,
seen
like,
the
what do you
Weird
do with the
Addiction show?
cremains?
Where
Where
the
they
person
eat
was
them?
addicted to eating ashes.
Too much. Too much. How do you guys feel about the ashes and tattooing?
Like,
Oh, that's too bad.
It's still a thing, but like, I won't do it. I haven't done it.
I thought that was just like a back in the day when our options were zero, we patched this fucking ash ink together.
Yeah.
I didn't realize
Oh.
that was like a hey, we
No,
still
they'll
do
put
this
like
for
a
fun
little
thing.
sprinkle of the
Oh, like a
remains
memorial
into,
tattoo?
yeah. How do you
Ugh.
feel
There's a
about
whole company that specializes in doing that effervescence, right?
Oh,
You guys caught that? That was like a mad fucking tattoo controversy, effervescence. I think that's what it's called.
I don't know anything about that. Hip us to that game.
Do a
I've
search.
heard that.
Who's doing the search online? Kyle, you in front of the computer? Do a search for effervescence tattoos. I don't know if it's
Fucking
a scandal, but there was
Kyle.
like there was a whole bunch of tattooers that got behind it, and then a whole bunch of tattooers are like, "What the fuck? You're like getting behind, corporate stupid bullshit." But it was like, real respected tattooers were behind this, or were attached somehow in name. I have no idea. I didn't give a shit about any of it. I didn't care if people did it or didn't do it. But effervescence it was a pretty big to do in tattoo world.
Well, what's odd is the only place in the Bible that actually talks about not getting tattooed is where it talks about not getting tattooed with the marks of the dead, like involving ink in the skin, because it like made people sick. So like probably because they didn't burn fires hot enough to cure all the diseases and blah 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 blah. But like that's the only time I've ever actually heard that actually going down.
But it's
Well,
really
no,
like,
wait,
that's
actually
my- that's
going
my-
down. Which version of the Bible is this?
I don't remember, bro. I don't
How many
remember.
times that story been rewritten?
I don't know. I'm not disagreeing with
So
that. I'm
it
just saying
started
this is
off
my
as
only.
bullshit and then got twisted by assholes. Come on.
I wasn't disagreeing with that. I'm just saying that's my only frame of reference to this conversation. I didn't know people actually did that shit. Like that's a real thing. Like
Yeah.
you
It's a little
put dead
Yeah, they'll,
people
like-
inside your
so,
skin
like-
to carry them around.
well,
with
like
you.
when you have like the
That's
little
a good way to
like
get fucking possessed, isn't it?
maybe that's what they want though. But like imagine like the ink caps laid out and we've got the ink cap of black. Typically they just sprinkle a little bit of the ash material in the black. So it's not like the whole tattoo is that ash. It's like there's just a little bit of that ash mixed in with the ink. How do you feel about that? No,
I
still no.
hold my stance at
Wouldn't the body just push that out?
I mean, in
Probably.
theory, like black ink is mostly carbon, the ash should be mostly carbon if it's gotten, like Ben just said, hot enough in like modern cremation, it does. So it's just one of those like, I don't know, respectfully, I don't think it's for
Negretti,
me.
when he was in prison, he talked about how they made their ink. They burnt paper down,
Yeah.
put
Right,
it
and
in
that's-
water, and made it that way. So
That's
I mean,
kind of where I
ash has
thought that
been
was headed.
used. Ash has been used through ages.
Yeah.
In some form or another.
It's okay. You're in the pivot seat.
I know.
I almost sat there. And then the reason I didn't is because I knew I would be double hitting
Well,
every single
I
time.
was doing it last week too, and I just forgot where the thing kept going.
Sometimes,
It's
so usually when it's my turn, I'll like hit it several small little puffs and then I pass it. So when I sit there, I just like 2 quick puffs and then I
give it
pass.
on. It's
Yeah,
every time.
yeah. Instead of like getting silly with
The-
it,
the
I
hot
try
seat-
to
the hot
just
seat does get,
hit and run. Hit and run. Yeah. But you can
Agree.
also like you can just pivot. You don't have to hit it every time. There's no pressure, Ben.
Crap.
Just pass it.
fine. I'm on autoplay like 98% out of the time. If you hand me something, I'm hitting it.
Okay. Well,
Like It's what happens. You're like, oh,
You know what we could do with that giant TV behind you right now, Ben? So many things.
show
I could
tattoos.
zoom in. We could put like crazy
Kyle.
landscapes.
Kyle.
We're talking about
Kyle.
that.
Do I need to? What do we need to?
Nothing right
You're the
now.
guy.
I was just daydreaming
Where-
about like
wait,
zooming in and
you
making
said
Ben all awkward and
We're
uncomfortable.
working on.
It's on the wall.
I've got a monitor splitter that does amazing things, and it makes it to where you can hook up 4 different displays. It was only like $80. I grabbed the name of it, and it's literally plug and fucking play. So
I don't need a monitor splitter with that.
to run Big Guy.
Yeah, it's running on it right now.
So why aren't we doing things?
We are. This is the third
That's the-
screen.
That's
So we've
the
got
start.
1, 2, and 3 screens, and then
No.
this computer's separate. Yeah. We could put crazy stuff behind you, dancing bears, all of it right now. But we maintain self-control and keep it a responsible logo.
Oh, I'm just going with why.
To be responsible.
I assumed
But we can
just
get
uploaded
crazy.
it still because they all weren't talking yet.
I can find plenty of dancing bear, images to put on there. And let
I
it be.
want 7 minutes of dancing bears, Kyle.
Throw some dancing bears behind him.
You want it right now?
Right
Yeah,
now.
Put
All right.
some dancing bear fractal business behind him.
Dancing bear.
I love how it gets more specific to make the challenge harder.
Well,
And
I'm
they
starting to
gotta have
imagine
a
like a
pink one?
Grateful Dead mandala of dancing
They
bears.
got to be
swirling.
Grateful Dead pink ones now. I'm assuming that a kaleidoscope needs to be in play.
Yeah, you're picturing the same thing.
Right.
You know.
Like very Dumbo-esque.
Yeah, let's see
Yeah.
if Kyle can find it.
Come on,
Let's see if
Kyle.
it exists in the internet land.
I have dancing bears currently.
Perfect. You're the
Wow.
internet generation. You can do this.
The world is in your hands, Kyle.
Just gonna throw it up there on the third screen.
I
Boom.
just like the way you said throw it up.
throw it up,
They want him like bears.
But
Surprise
but
us.
the challenge has been laid out for you to complete.
You're the internet generation, man.
Gabe
Right.
just keeps popping in and out.
Right. Kyle's gonna hate us. We're gonna start now that he's in the driver's seat. We're gonna give him all these challenges. Next time I'm sitting over there, he's gonna throw them back at me. I'm gonna be like, "You guys know I'm like a caveman with this thing, right?"
It's funny. I've slowly morphed into the guy that knows what's going on with the computer at work. And like they keep asking me questions, and I'm like, you guys realize I just learned all this shit too, right? Like I have no fucking clue. Stop.
They just think you've been paying more attention than them.
It's not true. I just fake it better. I don't whine about it. Just fucking figure it out.
Oh man.
You pay me to figure stuff out, right? Who cares if it take all day? I'm kidding. Don't fire me, Don. I'm totally kidding. I'm super efficient.
Super efficient.
Dancing bear.
Hey, look at that. That
Boom!
looks great. Oh, whoever suggested that was great.
Wow.
If we zoom right in on
Bam.
Ben,
There you go,
Boom.
Ben.
it's like a Ben dance party. I'm not gonna get up and zoom in. That'd be doing too much. But now you know what's possible. See? It's like our
There
own,
can be
That's
bears.
great.
our own
Let
whole
that ride.
studio.
But that ride.
So now that's cool. So you're that's projected. So if you had somebody that was on the Zoom, like we are, I guess you could put them on the background there, and so you guys would be looking at it on the computer in front of you, and then everybody
We
that's
could-
watching
yeah.
the stream could see it.
We could
Behind
scoot
you.
apart and be facing somebody.
That's
that-
fucking great.
The other thing
Is
is
that a,
this
uh,
screen
projector or
and this
TV?
screen could mirror each other.
It's a
This is a
TV.
TV. So it's just
Yeah.
hooked up as the third monitor to my computer
Yeah,
over
that's
there.
great. Well, yeah,
My
that's what
big
I was
fat head
saying.
is right in the middle of it.
If it was mirroring it, then you could do a Zoom call, so you would be all looking right at the Zoom, and everybody that was watching could see the see what you were seeing behind you. That'd be
Like we
great.
could
That's
throw
gonna-
Todd behind us and all three of us could be sitting side by side. Ooh.
Like build them in, like rolling along.
Yeah, that's okay. We're gonna play with that for next week. Good
Come on,
thinking,
Kyle.
Gabe. Here we go. Why didn't you think of this, Kyle?
You're supposed to give me the idea and I'll just move stuff.
Jeez, God. I'm placing a lot of unspoken faith in you.
Apparently.
Except I'm gonna speak it now.
Oh, I'm finding out now.
Lots of faith in
Okay.
you. I mean, I don't feel like you're gonna let me down. I feel like you got this.
Who's like the best podcast sidekick?
Psych.
You know, like the person that's in Kyle's spot. We got to find the hero. I don't know. It can't be Joe Rogan's person. It's got to be I don't know. Somebody's got to have the person there. It's like, oh, because Kyle, when we're on our meetings, you already have everything pulled up on the computer as we're talking about it.
Try to.
Isn't that called a producer?
Yeah, our off-screen producer. I
Off-screen-
think now
yeah,
that
yeah,
now that
maybe,
Kyle's part
yeah.
of the team, we're just gonna start dumping a little bits of those responsibilities on at a time when maybe he won't notice that like he'll just be running it all. We just
You notice
You're
how
like, I'm
Slowly
writing
slip
this.
out of it.
I've slowly pushed all the equipment away.
So Kyle, what's the topic of the day today? Who's going to be
Hey,
our
Kyle.
call-in guest?
Today's calling guest is Gabe Ripley.
Yay,
Oh,
yay!
How are you? Yeah, tattooed
I am
since,
glad you joined us, Gabe.
92. I thought it worked out. Look at that background. That's crazy.
It's YouTube-ish.
this is a Callan Schwab painting.
Thanks, Callan.
Yeah.
Graced us with
I
that.
don't know if you're hip, but
Boom.
so I'm super glad that you're traveling out to Akron. What other shows do you have coming up this summer that you're doing?
That's it for shows. I had and only because I had previously confirmed. You know, I got through Hell City, and then I went down to Florida for a convention, and then I went down for a tattoo shop, Unify, helping them get set up with webcasting stuff. They'll be joining more shows, but like, I don't want to catch a bug still. I don't know. Like, I've been good so far, but I'm burning enough brain cells with this shit. I don't need to catch no bug. Anyway, so I'm doing smaller shows. We've got we're gonna go back to Jiminy Peak for 2 days in October with Needle Jig.
Nice.
That's that'll be a fun show, like a little 2-day event with, I don't know, 50 people, 100 people.
It's going to be so much easier for Kyle to get out there this time.
Right?
We can just roadie together.
It'll just be a quick jaunt over.
I don't have to fly for 5.5 hours.
I mean, it was still like a 9-hour drive, but we stopped at Niagara Falls. Remember, I brought my mom with me.
Right.
Yeah,
I
if you
didn't
hit
know-
something halfway.
I was really worried that was going to be a disaster, but she was very helpful and she cooked for everybody. So,
Oh,
so maybe I'll drag her out again and like we can actually coordinate and have like real breakfast. But your buddy, I can't remember his name. He made breakfast for us one of the days too.
Jason Zuby from
Yes.
Boston Tattoo Company and the Inspiring Tour. So setting up another Inspiring Tour. So another one with Jake Meeks. So this one will be Jake Meeks and I hosting down at his spot in Memphis. This is in November. I think it's like Beers, Boats, and Business or something. I don't know, but maybe the beers and the boats shouldn't be like advertised. But he's got like a boat on the lake kind of a setup and a really cool spot in Memphis. And as opposed to trying to figure out how to confirm some other people, we figured we'd just do 2 days of straight up business stuff and critiques for tattooers, not shop owners necessarily, but mostly like for artists. And then so that's in November. October was Jiminy Peak. And then I'm hitting up tattoo shops and helping them set up with CRMs and client relationships, software tools and
Mhm.
streaming.
That's
So I'm
really
gonna go down to Texas as my next. So right after Rubber City, I'll be flying down to Dallas. Daddy Jack's Tattoos got a new tattoo supply company, and so I'll hit that for 2 days. Yeah, and then I don't know, maybe like 1 or 2 other like again going small, nice small little things. I'm staying virtual.
Yeah.
I love you. Like
I
you're
have-
like, I got nothing going on, and then you rattled off like 10 things.
But they're not conventions.
I know,
They're
They're not
smaller
conventions.
events.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
producing.
That's
I'm
true.
like
Popping in.
next year, not this year. Next year will be Brussels. That was my only other potential convention was going to be Brussels, and but I'm going to head over there next year, not this year. So I am sad to miss Hill City. Usually Phoenix doesn't work out for me just due to timing, and I thought it was this year, but it's not. It's not really. But
Aw.
that's my main regret this year.
I feel like
miss you.
I got a few weeks of like a little bit of like local, not even downtime, but just staying local. I've got like a few weeks of local, and then after that it's like show after show, and then that'll
Awesome.
wrap
Where
up
are
with
you
Hell
going? Let's
City.
hear it.
Oh man. So we've got Akron,
Mhm.
got a trip to Guys in there, and then there's the Fort Wayne show, and then there's Hell City. So that's 4.
Bam,
That's
bam.
kind of like bam, bam, bam. Yeah.
Awesome.
And
And that Fort Wayne
then-
show is going to have a killer lineup. It looks like.
Yeah. So it's gonna be much needed road trip time.
Road trip.
I haven't
Awesome.
like
And then, and what's coming after Arizona?
I don't know yet. I'm trying not to think out that far because it makes my brain hurt.
Nice.
I'm trying real hard to keep my schedule at like 2 months. And right now I'm starting to schedule appointments into September. So I'm a little further out than I'd like to be, but it's okay. It's all right.
I don't
be
like
worth
to
it.
plan for like this weekend, and it's Thursday.
Speaking of this weekend,
Yes, ma'am.
Kyle's got something cool going on.
What are you doing, Kyle?
I'm going out to help Guy do a talk at an art museum.
Nice. What are
Awesome.
That was fine.
He's like, I don't know.
I
I'm just
don't
gonna put
remember.
it in my GPS and go.
No, that's
I don't
amazing.
remember off the top of my head.
That's really, really cool.
It's at Cedar Point, I believe it is.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know Cedar Point had an art museum.
Supposed to be a really nice one. He's doing a talk about tattooing as a fine art form.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And now, didn't I just see something at I've been off of Facebook like 99% of the time that I have been, and it kills me because I get on there for like a minute now trying to do some sort of business, and then it like flashes like Guy Aitchison's new podcast from the museum. I was like, what? And then I clicked on it, and it seems like there's. Kyle, do you know what was going on with that? Or
I don't know too much. I saw the ad just once briefly, but I think he's just putting it out for people to come in and check it out if they're in the area. Come see him talk.
yeah, no, I guess I saw a recording. I think him and Michelle did a podcast like this, and it looked professional, and it sounded like they were talking about tattoos, and it was already recorded. It was recorded like yesterday.
Oh, I did not see that.
Oh, you heard it here first.
Oh,
But it's on Facebook, so I got out of there, and I don't know how to find it. I'm like, I'm bragging that I'm not on Facebook anymore, but like I got like there's a whole interview that I know exists.
Now you gotta
because
get
of
on
it, but I
Facebook.
can't. Yeah, I can't. No, I gotta. I bet it's on the podcast store somewhere, maybe.
I'm sure it's Googleable.
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 Probably.
Googleable.
Maybe. Oh.
Ben, do we
Yes,
have an
ma'am.
appointment coming up?
Do you and I have a tattoo appointment?
Yeah, don't we have one? Do we have one on the
like
books?
Monday,
What?
the 11th.
Yep. Knew it was soon.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
What part of you are we going to be working on?
Part that you say you want to work on. Like, I don't know. It's your job, Vaughn. I love you, but I don't tell you what to do.
You're
I think
like,
we're
"All
still
right,
going to be on
arm
that
pitch
leg
in the
for a little
knee."
while. No, we're going to be on that leg for a little while.
Oh yeah, I kind of assumed you'd still just be
Yeah.
drifting over.
Yep.
But like, I don't. After that, I don't know.
Hmm.
Leg.
Leg. Okay. Not the cheeky.
You can do whatever you want, Vaughn. The world is your oyster.
Hmm.
If you want to lay more loose, take space, can. You want to work on what's already started and bleed over, you can. If you want to be fun and
I've been doing some pretty cool
just
space
do
stuff
whatever
lately.
you want,
I'd be down to play with some of the psychedelic background space stuff.
just do whatever you want, man. I'm just here.
You're
You
just
know?
here.
It's your world. I just rent space.
Fair.
Yeet,
Fair.
yeet. Are we going to set up a camera?
We should.
Should we film some?
We should. We can.
Can we just zoom in so that nobody can watch me win?
You don't want people to watch you win?
I'm
Oh, you mean zoom in,
Yeah.
zoom the camera. I thought you
Yeah.
meant zoom in.
no,
sorry.
No, we're gonna have. We'll zoom it in, but we'll have one camera on your face specifically.
It's
Close
malarkey,
up.
Kyle.
Right here.
I'm wearing a mask.
Think of the views.
I'm wearing a mask. Think of the views. I have never one time in my life thought about the
Everything is
views.
content. Everything is
is
content. Everything is content. Everything is content.
Now you got the right idea.
We watch too much TikTok.
Oh, sorry. I'd be in.
You have any other projects you're working on right now?
Me?
Yeah.
Tattoo wise?
Tattoo wise.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm continually trying to get some roses on my belly. That's one of those, like, if anybody's like, I'm bored, you got money, I need the tattoo, oh, I got space, it can go right here if you want to do that. But I don't have anything else mapped out. Legs is such a big project.
Yeah, we're gonna be there a while. We need. Well, I think once we get going on that, this isn't next week. We will probably resume momentum into the fall and winter. I would like to.
Yeah.
I feel like we're just more productive then, anyways.
Well, I
Just
like
our
I like to
lives
be
and
out. Yeah, I
schedules.
like to be outside and do outside stuff the tattoos don't like, and not take care of shit. My life is settling down to where I'm a little bit more financially stable, and it's a little easier to dedicate time to being tattooed.
Yep.
Oh yeah, shit was kind of nuts there for a while. But I'm ready to get back in the swing of things. I feel like I put all my tattoos on pause.
Well, I mean, I'm still literally on a pause myself. But I mean, it's kind of a deliberate pause because I've been like putting what I would normally spend on tattoos into my teeth.
Right.
So like I've got another expensive appointment coming up later this month. And then I think that's going to be my last expensive appointment for like until my actual like permanent veneers.
Nice.
Guys, teeth are so expensive. Tattoos are so much cooler and more
Can we
fun.
talk about like why are things so much money? I got a quote to cut down a tree. Why the fuck does it cost $3,000 to cut down a tree? It's a tree. Do you know what I can do with $3,000? I can go up to the store, buy 3 chainsaws, offer random strangers an insane amount of money. Hey, I'll give you $200 to come cut this tree with me. And in about an hour and a half, I bet you that bitch is on the ground and I've got $2,000 left in my pocket.
Are there power lines nearby?
I don't give a fuck about those power lines.
Well, I'm just saying, I've watched
No,
a
there's
friend
not. No, there's not.
take down a tree or try to take down a tree, and then as it was like going the wrong way, it started bouncing off the power lines. And I was like, oh shit. Nothing bad actually
Probably
happened.
shouldn't have cut that corner.
Ours are all run along the back and then come up on the back. So luckily there's no power lines. But I was just like,
Skeleton.
why?
Take it down.
Why? Got a quote for a fence. It was like the first one I got was like $8,000. I'm like, that's just wood that you
Your
stick in the
yard's not
fucking
even
ground.
that big.
200
like I
linear
said.
feet. 200 linear feet. $8,000 fucking dollars. I'm like,
How
what?
many linear feet would I need?
What?
Probably like 10, 20.
Things are stupid.
I would
I
probably
have the
need
same
like
issue with my yard. Actually, this is my yard.
45 linear feet. How much do you think it would cost for 45 linear feet?
8
Should I
foot
just get
panels
like,
are $75.
I should get
2 posts on
composite.
each side are $40.
I should get composite fencing. Never have to change it again.
Yeah, you gotta work it.
There's people
We
watching.
lost, we lost a game.
I'm
I can hear
checking the YouTube. There's people watching.
Oh, hi, people watching. If you're here, say hey.
We always
So,
forget to check the YouTubes while we're
The
doing
tubers.
this. Yeah, we're
I always
too-
forget people listen, and it's just not us smoking weed, hanging out, talking to our friends on the internet.
I mean, that pretty much is what this is. This is we talk to our friends on the internet.
Isn't that what podcasts are these days?
I mean,
Oh,
I guess
can't
the
log in.
fun ones
we do keep it about tattoos most of the time.
most of the time. Most of the time. I am excited to get tattooed again. I think I'll probably be done with this teeth adventure by like hopefully January. And then my belly. Get my belly next.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might go ahead and get the piece on my ribs finished. AJ McMillan started it years ago. Years ago.
Calling
It's
out,
been
AJ.
unfinished. No, this is on my fault. This is on
Calling
me.
out, fawn.
This is me. I'm a bad collector. I missed an appointment because I got stuck out of town longer than I was expected to.
Sorry.
And then I didn't get in touch with him soon enough. Then he moved shops, lost touch. But it just so happens he works at Evolved just up the road. So I don't really have an excuse not to be like, hey, you want to finish this for me?
Tattoos are definitely like a season for me. I get in a swing of them. I'll get a bunch in 6-8 months, and then it'll be 6-8 months off. You know what I mean? Like it's weird. It's weird. I go hard in the sauce, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
I've been
I
at
I
it just
completely
like
ghosted
once a
on my
year.
rib piece. I got like 3/4 of the way through my rib piece of my daughter, and it's been fucking 10 years. It looks great, but it definitely needs to be finished.
It's got that 3/4 look.
Yeah, mine's definitely
Yeah.
probably at 75%, maybe
That-
80 as
That
well.
See from here.
antiqued, everything's going to need to be touched up 3/4 look.
You see her?
Nice.
There's her face.
Oh, that's awesome, Gabe. I've never
Nice.
seen that.
That's really cool.
Yeah. She wanted
That's
to be.
really cool.
You should get a tattoo of me hanging upside down from a tree, sticking my tongue out.
You were like, all right,
Okay,
Okay.
do it.
here we
That's-
go.
That sounds like a vision.
Run
I'm
it.
in.
You know, and then Mike Damasi is the guy that did it. He was out here doing some guest spots, and like we took a bunch of pictures on the tree. And that night when she went to bed, we took a look at all of the pictures and kind of sketched that one out, or Photoshop that out a little bit. And then there was another one where she was like looking over her shoulder with like a smile, like an angelic smile. And so we completely like mocked that up as like a chest piece instead. And then in the morning, we were like, hey, check it out. We use this picture instead. And she's like, I'm not hanging upside down from a tree, sticking my tongue out. And we're like, okay,
Okay.
Back to-
All right.
back to that one. Okay.
Very bad. Very bad, baby. Very bad.
No, I do need to get it finished. I guess that was the point of that, is that it's been 10 years.
Yeah, it's definitely been
You're my only.
10 or 11 or maybe 12 years. I
Mm.
had just started tattooing. I was still like a super baby at it. Super,
Your
super green.
project, and I have one Denny Michaels tattoo that's not finished. But he could finish it anytime. That'd be great. It's just one of those things. Now it's like you live in Youngstown, and I see you.
What if we take a road trip on a Thursday? Well, you got a grown-up job.
Stupid grown-up jobs.
What if he came here and tattooed you in my station? And then we could do the episode while he's working on you. Like some random Thursday. Ben's like, so let's see if we can make that happen now in real time.
Let's have them come tonight.
Tonight might be a stretch, but
Let's do this instead.
that's one of the nice things about my space here is we've got plenty of space. We could set up the equipment. We could all be in there. I could grab the other broadcasting table that's at Jordan's. So we could be like, Kyle and I could be sitting next to you, like on dodgeball, Cotton.
I'd let that happen.
Oh man, what's Jason Bateman's character's name in that? The other announcer with the messy hair.
I am the absolute worst person to play this
I'm
game.
gonna be
with.
that character.
I don't know people's names.
I'm gonna be that
I don't know
character.
bands. I don't know.
He's coming in hot, Cotton. He's coming in hot.
He's coming in hot. He's not answering.
You see the throw on that liner? He is digging for oil. That just hit bone. Yes,
That
it
just
did.
hit
That hit
bone.
bone. Ben, can you tell us how it's feeling right now out on the field?
Ouch. I believe is the word of the day.
Kyle's gonna be like, he just said ouch, guys. I think he's feeling it.
Should we get more vaccine? The answer is always yes.
Then we'll like
Let's have a
have the
ball.
we'll
Does
have
he
the
need
fake
vaccine?
applause ready to go.
You guys, I'm going to be so distracted. I won't be able to sit still.
You get it tattooed really well though.
You say that. I feel like a whiny bitch.
No, I think maybe the distractions might be helpful because like you might get caught in conversation with us and like let go of the fact that he's like brutalizing you, you know?
Haha, I guess he's hitting me back right now, Denny.
Boom, in real time.
Hey, I got to boogie grab some food and then get back to the clickety clacking on the computers.
Putting you
Cool.
on
It's
spot,
great seeing
bro.
you,
What's
Gabe.
up?
Never
Thanks
dull
for
moment.
joining
Thanks.
us.
Thanks for having me. We'll catch up in the future. Cheers.
For sure.
No, you're good. Hit me when you got service. I'm gonna put you on air on podcast. I'll just text him. He's like, I got no service, but
Bye. Yeah, I definitely would love to incorporate more actual tattoo time on one another here.
huh? Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, we'll see if Denny can join us for a few minutes. That would be rad. A rad accidental surprise. Speak of the devil. What do you
No.
think? Do you like sitting and just
Yeah. You parked for a sec? Let me send you a Zoom link. You want to join us on podcast for 30 seconds? I'm gonna put you super on spot. I want you to be prepared. I'm gonna text you a Zoom link, okay? Yeah. Join us on podcast for 5 minutes. All right. Okay. I'll talk to you second.
All right. We're gonna have Denny Michaels joining us again for a few minutes. What was it? Maybe 5 or 6 weeks ago now that he joined us?
It was a while back.
Maybe it was a little longer than that, but he was great. I really enjoyed talking with Denny. That's the first time that I had met him.
He is one of my lifetime friends. I've known him forever. He joined me on Thanksgiving one year when it was one of those like none of us had plans or anywhere to go, and we're all sad because our family sucked, but we were all stuck in town at the same time. So we bought a giant like fucking prime rib and like made like this giant man meal and smoked way more weed than we should have and ate prime rib, and literally all of us, like it was me, him, and my buddy Eric, we all passed out on my couch like full on mouth open
Got
naps.
the-itis.
Like it was great. It was great. Right. He's that kind of homie.
Come on, Ben, get
I'm
on
sorry.
it.
Yeah,
I am,
come on,
Give
Ben.
Kyle such a
I am
hard
not
time.
good at communicating, guys.
Paste. Jeez.
We needed it by
You guys made me.
yesterday, Ben.
You guys made me start talking,
That's
and then
okay.
there was like copy and paste.
Oh, I know,
involved, 'cause
that's
you- like,
difficult for you.
Then you derailed our
it wasn't my fault.
I definitely like having the live tattoo footage when we get it. That's one of the things I like.
You mute that one?
Which one? This?
Yeah.
How did it come out muted?
I don't know, but it's muted now.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, guys.
You're good.
We had an echo.
Someone listening just texted in and said Pepper Brooks is the announcer on Dodgeball.
Yes, Pepper, Cotton and Pepper. Good call. Yes, thank you. That's going to be me and Kyle while Ben's getting tattooed.
The one person I know that was
There's more than one. There's a few.
so that I knew.
We've got a following. We've got a hefty following.
You're a follower.
People listen to our nonsense.
That's still hard for me to believe. Like people want to hear us jabbering. It's kind of.
Do you ever actually listen to our episodes
I
after the
can't.
fact? I do
can't.
sometimes, like when I'm actually like doing chores at my house that I hate doing.
Out.
It did it first, but you get past that.
I don't.
You get past it. Like I'm to the
don't.
point now where I'll be listening along, and I'm like giggling all over again.
Yeah, I can't do it.
You can't do it.
No.
You should just start putting it on in the background.
Okay, challenge accepted.
Yeah, put it on the background.
I'll learn to grow.
Yeah.
Hey, so watch for somebody trying to zoom in.
Aye, Captain.
I didn't mean that on mean, man. Sorry.
I didn't take it as me.
Sorry.
He's just like our Spock now. Aye, Captain. Does that make you Kirk? Who's Kirk?
You're Kurt.
I'm definitely not Kirk.
He might be going to where he's got solid service too before he tries to bump in. So
Yeah, we're just gonna bombard him and be like, "Hey, come to Red Tree, work on Ben, and we're gonna film it."
when do you have a Thursday available? We're booking it now.
No pressure.
All the pressure. I want this to be a pressure intense.
I mean, we don't actually have to schedule the
Breaking
day.
news.
Just
No,
like,
we're scheduling
would you be
dates.
down to do it?
No. Put it in calendars. What's the point of talking about it? Let's be about it. Jeez, on.
Well put.
Jeez.
What's your next tattoo?
She's like, fuck you, asshole.
I don't know. I'd like to finish up my arm just because I know it's kind of close to being done. I'd like to do something with this arm as well. I've
You said
also been
ready
thinking
to-
about getting a rib piece though from Nathan Marty. Get
Nice.
something super dark monster all up on me. So I don't know. Money's tight, but I'm thinking.
Sacrifices must be made. There's always ways to make money, Kyle. How hard are you willing to work?
Kyle only has so many hours in the day.
No.
That I
He's
am starting to run out of hours.
he's also part doing guys curriculum too. So that takes up a lot of time. So we can't cut into that. Can't
I'm already
hustle
starting
away your
to lose
education.
some hours.
No. Getting tattooed is education. What are you talking about?
Well, fair, but he's got these other obligations with Guy. He's been like, it's been pretty cool to watch his projects develop. What are you working on this week? Hold on a second. Let's rewind. What are we talking about? What's this course with Guy that we're talking about?
The evolution course where it goes through the canon on a weekly basis, breaking it down section by section.
Section by section.
Yeah, topic by topic.
Digestible chunks of information.
Yeah, can you believe it? It's crazy.
Wow.
Almost like anyone could learn.
Anyone could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you working on this week?
It's contrast. The special exercise is the one that I've been working on because I missed the Monday class, cooking dinner and whatnot.
You missed the Monday class.
I did.
You slacker.
Just waiting for hers to start meeting.
That is not the correct link.
What's the correct link?
I will. Can you send it to him?
I thought it was the one in the.
The most recent one in the group chat.
Yeah, I thought that's what he sent.
But to answer your question, I am working on doing like a turtle scene. I showed you a bit of it earlier, and the focus is to have like parts of it in focus, parts of it out of focus, either like the turtle sharp and the background soft, or I know I'm going to try doing like a fade with the turtle where the back half of the turtle is out of control or like out of focus a bit, you know?
Is this what you were asking about the kelp for?
Yeah. Have some like swirling kelp to kind of help give it a little flow.
That's the last.
We're gonna get this figured out, guys. We're not
too
we're
far.
not the quickest.
This is
We're
all
not the
off the seat
quickness
of
with
the
the
pants.
technologies.
Off the seat of the pants.
Today's the random episode.
I mean, usually with the random episodes, we still have a pretty good time. We still have a good. It's been a while
there
since
was
we've had
bears.
an episode. We
There
did have the bears.
There was bears.
See all these little improvements. Now we know. Now we know what
Now
we're
we know,
capable
yeah.
of.
Okay.
Do you want this?
No.
Do you want to put it out?
No. Yeah.
Thanks. Todd's over there cracking up. There we go. We got Denny now.
Come on.
Denny.
What's up?
You're muted. Nope.
Give him a minute.
His microphone was muted. So he'll probably get us on in a sec. But yeah, Denny's OG, man.
Yeah.
Like
OG.
he's one of those people that like you don't realize how long you've known him until you really start thinking about it. And you're like, oh yeah, you were there then too. Oh yeah, you've been in my life forever. I'm sorry you've had to watch this train wreck. Nah, bro. I feel bad for the people close to me sometimes. Look at Todd. Look at Todd. He's zombie mode. 2 arms crossed. Barely. Can you see me?
That's
I can see ya.
that Jeter kicked in. Got
I love you,
him.
buddy. I just love busting your chops because you look super comfy.
Got him.
Oh, man. Yeah.
We keep breaking our conversation trying to get Denny to join us.
No, that's cool.
But we were talking about Kyle's project with the turtles.
Turtle
and the kelp.
project.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be rad.
yeah, it'll be cool.
So once you, how many of these projects do you keep developing to completion past the assignment?
A lot of them I don't usually. I take the knowledge and then just kind of put it towards the next one.
Just keep rolling.
Yeah, because usually by the time I'm done with that project, I feel like I get kind of stuck on it anyways. So it's like, okay, take what I've learned from that. Now I can just start the next one and apply that to that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. It's efficient.
Yeah.
Instead of like spending time swimming upstream to correct the lessons you've learned.
Yeah, I've been thinking about going back to some of the ones from like a year ago and then start noodling over those a bit.
You could take like something you started a year ago and pretend it's your thumbnail and redo the same assignment
That's
and
true.
see what it grows into from there. That
How
would be
helpful
kind of
it
cool.
must be to not have somebody come up and draw X's all over your project.
Did you have one of those art teachers that did that? Like,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't even be on a pencil, would it? It'd be like a
Gem.
blue big pen.
Fucking gem of a human being,
yeah.
Sharpie. Denny.
Terrible.
What's up? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, welcome.
Oh,
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for
We
popping in
super,
last
we
second
super put
on
you
the
on the
random.
spot.
So here's the gig.
All right.
Open up the calendar. I need a confirmed Columbus Thursday date that you can come join us.
Okay.
And we can put you into a red tree booth
Okay.
with a camera and you're going to tatty black me.
Sick.
And then Kyle and I are going to be the commentators. We're going to be like Pepper and Cotton from Dodgeball.
Ben
Very-
did indeed say ouch. He's in.
Thursday. Hold on. It might kick me out.
That's okay.
All right. Hold on. Let me double check. So
No, you're good. We know the gig.
is it like which Thursday are we? Are you like the soonest Thursday or?
Bobby, the world is your oyster because we're putting you on the spot and asking you to do me a favor.
I mean, you could just say yes and we could schedule it off air, but
Oh, I'm there for sure. And right now,
But-
I would say the next available Thursday would be like the 21st. So it's like 2 weeks.
oh, let's run it. If you're available then, let's confirm it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the weekend before River City.
Boom.
Is that cool with you?
That's amazing. The house is open if you need a space to crash.
Sick.
You don't want to just pop through.
Awesome.
I'm putting you in my calendar.
What are we tattooing? Do we even know?
So here's how this came to be. We were talking about tattoos that were incomplete and needed
Incompleted
finished.
tattoos.
And Ben has an appointment coming up with me, so we're gonna jump on the tattoo that he and I have started, and then that's how we got on the topic
You're
of putting
my
Denny
only-
on the spot.
You're my only other open tattoo.
Yeah, bro. Let's get it. It's
And
been
we
a-
can yeah, it's gonna be a fun one because it's in this super cool spot, like on my floating rib.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna be tough on air.
But you know what we have? We have Sensa. We have a whole
Sensa.
cooler full of it. We
I could just not
also have
want to.
Bactine in bulk.
We are attached
got
to
it
a
all.
supply house.
I buy it 4 bottles at a time.
Hands like an angel. You'll be all right.
I know, baby. I
Also
know.
have holy water.
That's
We'll
Oh.
not
throw the whole gauntlet at you.
I've really come to enjoy holy water. I didn't understand the amazingness, and so Corey
Mhm.
used it on me. She was tattooing down here in my little hip niche. She was like, "Shh." It's like, what was that? And she was like,
I believe it's actually the same amount of lidocaine as Bactine Max, but it doesn't have the harsh cleansers in it. It's got a
was-
lot of nice, like
it was instant awesome.
soothing ingredients in it. So I like to use holy water. So here's the difference. A bottle of Bactine is about $8 a bottle. A bottle of holy water is 50.
Okay.
So
Go
that's
back
why
to
we roll with the Bactine through the session. And then when we're getting towards the end and it's spicy and all the skin's open and sore, we'll give you the mist of holy water. And then that kind of like eases it as we work back into the Bactine.
Do you
At
remember
least
when you
that's
just
my
had to get
approach.
tattoos?
I mean,
If you tried any of that, they would just look at you and be like,
I do.
we're
My
going to wait
riblets.
for that to wear off and then I'm going to tattoo you.
I remember playing Nintendo, so those are olden days. We don't do that anymore. Now everybody expects numbing cream, sprays, sauces, and or Saniderm. Everybody expects it.
Right. It's weird to see the advancements. These guys show up and their equipment's this big and it runs on Tesla power from the universal kidney stone from the great sky or whatever. And like it amazes me. Ben Rice coil machines run on wizard batteries. Coils.
He's got the little tiny critical batteries.
I was like,
hmm They are nice and super light.
Yeah, the critical battery.
world's a crazy place is all I'm saying.
Push out.
Close shove.
I'm
Well,
I'm skeptic of the 5-hour battery life though. But I guess if you've got two of them and you don't mind like stopping and tearing your whole setup down and resetting up halfway through the tattoo to
I can't
put
tell if
another
that's
battery
super
in.
passive aggressive or not.
It's like if you don't mind like stopping halfway through a long session. I'm just one of the things of working and that's one of the I should say that's one of the limitations in working in really long sessions that I have is I have to consider not only like how lightweight is my battery and how easy is it on my wrist, but how long is that battery going to last? You know, and then the other thing is
So
I probably
why-
just set up two machines at that point
What
Why would
machine?
you have to redo the setup? Just to change the battery?
because it's all like wrapped up so it doesn't get contaminated. So you'd have to break your machine all the way down, put the battery on, and then recover it.
That's why I'm only doing snails.
machine
17
do you
minutes.
use?
There you go.
What machines?
Sorry,
do
Denny,
you-
I cut you off.
what machines do you use, Fawn?
I use masked machines.
The
They're
wireless ones?
fantastic. Yeah, I've got a wireless one, but I've got the ones that I like the best are called the Masked Tour, and they're just like itty bitty little machines. And then I put like the lightest battery that they make on there, and that gets me through a whole session. And it's actually lighter than any of the pens that we have. So like it's the lightest combination, and I've got the power, and I've got the life of the battery that I need. So
How long does the battery last typically?
I mean, sometimes I always start my day at 2. Usually I'm actually tattooing by like 3 by the time we draw and stencil and smoke weed together and all those things. But like even on my sessions where I'm still tattooing at 4:30 in the morning, it's still going strong. So I've only ever killed it when I forgot to plug it in and charge it. Like let's say I plugged it in, but it wasn't plugged in. You know what I mean? Like one of those, like
In
got
there,
me universe.
That sounds like a fun.
It's kind of like, is it plugged in? Yeah. All the way?
If you can't tell, never mind.
well,
All
guys,
the way?
next or Thursday the 21st, we're
Yes, sir.
all
Sweet.
right. I just got
Awesome.
a long day session. I appreciate you guys calling, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna
thanks
go,
for taking
brother.
a minute
Yeah.
to join us.
For coming in.
yeah,
Totally get it. Love you, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
Cool. See
Thank-
you, man.
Yep.
See, that's what homies are for. Coming through in a fucking pinch. Like
I mean, we weren't really in a pinch, but
Yeah,
like he was
well,
on it. Like,
I put him in a pinch.
I mean, you
we
put him on
weren't
the
in a
spot.
pinch.
There was no pinch,
I was
but
like,
it was a
stop
like
what you're doing and talk to me on air.
live
God.
in front of the whole universe.
Well, or the
Don't
60.
you do that every day though?
That's fair. That's fair. We are live in front of the whole universe
Front of
all
the
the time.
yeah.
That's a good point.
Wow.
That was deep, Kyle.
Yeah.
That was deep.
You like that one?
No, my mind is not like that.
Oh man. Guys,
Kyle, I think I'm going to start letting you apprentice me and learn the ways of the Kyle.
Yeah.
philosophies of
I'll
Kyle.
be the intern's intern, like the what is it, the assistant to the manager.
I like
I
it.
don't know if I
The
have much to
intern's
share.
intern. What
I'm
would
pretty
that be
low on the
called?
totem pole.
So
They
am
let
I.
me change light bulbs. I installed a few sinks here. Yeah, that's about it. They're like lift heavy stuff, clean wall.
I mean, I've been pulling weeds.
I got a bunch of them in my house. You know what like a depressing amount. Like I took the time to lay ag fab and like fucking mulch down, and I drove in my driveway today, and I was like, well, they're in my chest now, so I should probably go ahead and get those fuckers out. It looks like I'm harvesting thistle.
You're harvesting it.
Like I did it on purpose because the mulch is all pretty, and these fuckers are like, yeah. I bet you it'll be good in a salad. Do you want a thistle salad?
Is that a thing?
No,
Yeah, bro. People love thistle. Like,
Talk to me about this.
You could take it to the hippie market right now and be like, buy my thistle. And they'd be like, okay.
So like after like you just blanch it and then the
I don't do
thistles aren't
anything.
thistly anymore? Like what
Uh,
happens?
I don't,
How do they prepare it?
these are questions I don't know.
do they just eat the plant?
That would be my assumption.
Kyle, look up thistle salad.
Thistle
I-
salad. Learn how to spell it right now because I don't either. Don't ask. Don't ask me. Google will tell you.
Google got it.
Thistle.
Is that what you're saying?
Thistle.
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 I think it's a TH. Thistle.
I mean, thistle flowers
Is that
are cool,
your
but I don't know
plan?
about a thistle salad.
Maybe. Yeah, that's fine. But that is something. Like that was a fucking plant, bro. Like,
Yeah, now it's just a nuclear plant. That's not.
All right, we're not going to pull up thistle salad. It doesn't
slap a
really
TH on
exist.
that
Ben's
motherfucker.
making it up.
What do you mean
It doesn't
TH?
exist.
THISSEL.
What?
Thistle. Thistle.
THISTLE.
There we go. I told you. I just knew it was not an F.
Was that right? Was that close?
Yeah.
It sounded right.
That
Yeah.
Yep, that's a thistle.
Bam. Salat.
sap.
Bam.
Thistle
Delicious, nutritious meals prepared.
Isn't that just like a flower? I don't know.
Well, it's kind of just like
I mean,
a
it
weed.
is. It's a weed, but like,
Okay.
you know how some weeds are edible and some weeds are not. It's
Yeah.
edible.
But here's a whole company based on selling you weeds out of their front yard.
This does not look like. Right. No.
I'm kidding.
Kyle's not
Okay.
sold.
There was a picture.
Kyle's not sold. on it.
Put one in front of my face and we'll talk.
Okay. I have several. You're more than welcome to harvest them if you would like.
No, I'm okay.
In the 30s. You know. In the 30s.
In the 30s of thistles,
There's 30s amounts.
30s of amounts. So I have some cool stuff in our inbox to talk about.
Ooh. Inbox talk.
So we've been since Kyle's been at the studio, you know how I like to nerd out and I like to talk about things I'm excited about because a lot of people aren't excited about nerdy things. Oh, hey,
Hello.
What's
Hey,
up?
Fran. Hi. Kyle, that's a nice shirt you got there, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah. I thought I remembered, or they were saying you were coming in earlier. I was like, oh, a funny coincidence. Yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Let's see
What are
this old
these?
thing out there. Ooh, what are those? Can I have one?
If I could throw it through the screen to you, sure.
Oh yeah, do it.
Triple?
Do it. I'll catch it. Yeah,
Triple latte.
That's the most expensive thing on the set. I'm not gonna do that.
Got it.
But we can
got it.
this is a triple shot bold and creamy latte in a can. Bold
Ooh.
and creamy.
Both bold.
There's
And
also
creamy.
Coca-Cola.
I'll take one of those.
Kyle wants it bold and creamy,
I'll go bold and green.
Bold
They're
and
delicious.
creamy.
but it's like a real triple shot. So you're stuck. Yeah.
I'm going to have the claw of the white, very pineapple-y.
Nice.
Mm.
Nice.
Yes.
I'll trade you.
The
So what's going
pine
on your
apple.
side of the country, lady?
It is hotter than sin. I literally just had to powder myself so I didn't look like I was actually dying, because me and my apprentice just found this $20 original 1970s Art Deco desk for $20. And so it's too hot though. We're gonna have people come and help us move it out of the truck into the studio, and it's just too much. I was out there for 5 minutes and I was like, holy shit. And she was like, dude, my shins are sweating and leaking. And then I was beat red and had to sit on my epoxy floors and just cool down. Could hear my heartbeat in my ears. It's in the hundreds plus today. So that's
That
what
sounds dumb.
I'm doing.
Disgusting.
It's tough. I'm kind of glad to be a tattooer and I get to hide in a cave all day. And
That
I
sounds
mean,
miserable.
yeah, could you imagine if you had to wear a pencil skirt or a suit and tie in this heat walking to your
No.
car? No.
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 That's
Yeah.
the one thing about Hell City. Just walking from the villa to
Oh.
the convention center, you just don't put a shirt on. You just carry it with
No.
you because it'll
Yeah.
be soaked through by the time you get there. And
I'm not
Well,
gonna
that's a
lie.
guarantee.
There's a good chance that you might see me topless at Hell City. For other than just
yeah.
competitions. That's where you might actually see me just walking around in a bikini top just because it
Ron's
is
bringing in the fans to
that
Hell
hot.
City.
bringing in the fans.
Fans.
Yep.
Get your
Oh,
dollars
John,
ready.
I'm gonna beat you. I'm just gonna wear pasties all weekend. And But that's like the guarantee of that show is that you'll see naked people the whole weekend.
I mean, that's
Like-
fair.
Is that really
That's
a
fair.
guarantee? Is that written in any paperwork?
I feel like, you know what I need? I need to have like themed pasties to wear.
Themed pasties?
Themed pasties.
Can I
Yeah.
wear themed pasties?
Yeah,
I feel super
absolutely.
fucking left out right now.
Absolutely.
Wait, what you
Most people
talking
wear
about?
that.
I've got stars. I've got ones that look like little lips. I've got, let's see, what do I got here? We've got
She's
a
like,
drawer.
wait.
of pasties.
Pasties on deck. Hold on.
Yeah, Goldfang Gallery, we love pasties. Let's see. Oh,
Nice
look at
plug.
this. I've got
Nice
like,
plug.
what kind of pasties you want? No.
Nice.
This one literally says "Fudge me." I don't know if I can say that on the internet.
You can say whatever you want. Okay.
That one's not for the children. That one's not. Like I got rainbow
do we-
pasties. Heart
Do we have
pasties.
children?
I
that
can
watch
tell
this?
you on the YouTube it says not meant for children. so
Okay. There's not supposed to be children.
There's no children.
Or
No
Yeah.
You are
children.
talking about
Adults.
pasties at the same
I am
time.
a child.
Yeah. Did you sign a waiver? Are you allowed to do this?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
I got the.
did we get parental consent?
Your parents signed. Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. It's like the after school camp that you go to if you're just extra special. Can't go to the regular kids camp. You know,
Maybe
like you gotta go to the podcast.
You didn't bring your slip again, did you, Ben? No.
No.
I'm gonna go
Oh, I
anyway.
never
aren't I?
did.
Yes.
Now you're stuck playing kickball by yourself
No, I
all
just
day.
snuck on the bus.
Who
They'd be
needs
halfway
I
there
was
and be like,
read. I was just happy to read and be a nerd and doodle on my Trapper Keepers. And like, I would make the fort of Trapper Keepers, you know, and like hide in it in class. I was that girl who like had her hair in front of her face all the time and just kind of
for
grunted
those
at
of you
you.
that didn't graduate in 2002, Trapper Keeper was a thing that helped
So before
the
iPads,
three-ring binder.
we used to
You
have
had
a
to
thing
write
called
shit
folders.
down.
Trapper Keepers.
It's weird now. Somebody was explaining to me that kids just get issued a fucking computer at school now. Like you show up and they're like, books? Nah, fam. Here's this box that's gonna teach you.
It's a Chromebook.
And my thought is if they can just be handed a box to learn everything that they need, why can't I just hand them a box at my house and say, learn all the same shit and then just have a bunch of friends? Does that make me one of those weird people that want to move my kid to the woods and teach them off the computer?
No, I
No,
think
that's
that's
the,
becoming a
the
more
better way to
popular
go these
choice.
days.
I think that's becoming a more popular choice just because of like the concerns you have. Like if it's just my child learning off of a box, why can't I supervise that?
I
And
mean, school systems are outdated anyways.
Apparently,
by
I got.
hundreds of years.
Well, it's
I
like
got rope-
institutionalizing
But-
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the
You
same
know,
way.
so
When I
they
was
are
ex-
stuck. They stay in the box. You know, like who wants a bunch of artists running around causing a ruckus? Well, you know, you can have these giant companies run everything, and you have people that are very comfortable staying in their windowless cubicle because they were already taught to go into a windowless room and have their own little desk and their own little area. You know, keep your eyes forward on your task. That's what you're
Get them
training
ready
them
for
to do.
cubicles.
Get them ready for cubicles.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
But-
Yeah,
but-
nope.
Says the
We've
guy
done
that works at a
studies-
desk.
Plus, each state has its own different way of teaching people too. A lot of states exclude a lot of stuff that they should be teaching,
oh, that's
because
fair.
they're
Like
own.
math.
Mhm.
Yeah.
like
Taxes.
U.S. history.
History.
there
Yeah.
are some places that don't teach that these days. Believe it or
Oh,
not.
Nope.
man.
Yeah.
Nope.
Get it
So
cut.
I mean,
Yeah, but the
hey,
thing
I'm the
is,
one who
though,
just came out of
computers-
these systems.
Go ahead,
But
Todd.
the thing is they've done studies that show that computers don't make your kids smarter.
No, not
I
at
agree.
all. Yeah.
That's
They-
why I'm saying if that's all they're gonna do, I'd rather go over the same material and relearn it myself because I'm kind of dumb.
Plus,
And
you can
yeah.
you know,
teach them life lessons.
Yeah.
too.
and not be all weird and to be
Yeah.
exposed to all these people that, bubble.
That have nothing to do with you.
I got a
Okay.
text from the Gahanna City school systems today, and I was like, is that how we do shit now, huh? So
Yeah.
I can confirm to get the updates from text messages. It was real weird.
hmm
And it made me feel sad in like this weird old grandpa way where I felt like I should give it a butterscotch and a pipe and a sweater. I was like, did the school just text me? My kid's not even in school yet. I'm already like agreeing to like a SMS burner. It's odd.
My little sister went to a Catholic school, so it was a small school. And even before like these systems were in place in the larger school districts, it kind of just happened by accident at
Right.
Marion Catholic because it was such a close knit group.
It
that,
was
like
called
there
the
was
prayer
just
chain.
yeah, it was basically like just like there was like the parent group text, which was like all the parents. There was like the teacher group text, which was all the parent or all the teachers, and then there was like a group text that literally went to like all the students and the parent. It was like literally just instant, but it was all texting before there was an automated system. It was just
That's
you know,
what they
the
did.
phone tree, I don't know, tight knit little communities like that. And when it's like such a small school that they all came up from like elementary all the way through high school together.
Yeah, my school was so
Too
small. They'd
interconnected.
be like, obviously we didn't have class yesterday. You guys saw the roads. And you're like, wait, no, nobody told me that. I drove here. Actually, I didn't know that it was just like the honor system that if you couldn't get out of your fucking driveway, you didn't have to come in. No one mentioned that to me. Hillbilly ass.
That's how it
fucking
is
school.
here in Oklahoma. If anything
It was
happens
like,
here, everything's
you're
shut
good.
down. Everything. Yeah, you're good. Who would? But then I have like my really Rochambeau clients that are like, "Girl, I'll pick you up at your house. I've got like a fucking four wheeler." You know, I'm like, oh my God.
Bundle up. We
But, like,
tattoo today.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, but all the power is out. Like, you guys have batteries? I'm like,
Don't you have a headlamp?
yes, and I
There's
do.
this thing
I
called
will-
sunlight.
yeah, let's move all the booths to the windows.
Yeah.
I have because of like weird shortages though, like in Florida, like hurricanes would just hit, tropical storms would hit, you'd be kind of fucked. So I've always been kind of like, if shit goes down, we're gonna be ready. So I did buy all these portable batteries that you can like plug a machine, a light, your phone, like whatever, you know, for everyone. And I mean, it's come in handy, you know, the
Like-
rare times.
The little battery packs.
Yeah, little handheld, little battery. Yeah,
Mhm.
so you can charge and they're just there, you know, just in case these. And that was like one of the best things I got for the shop was like, I think I just waited at like a Black Friday sale or something and like bought 6 of them. And everyone else is like running their generators and stuff like that. I'm like, we have these little battery packs and it's yours and you get to keep it in your booth and it's nice and clean.
I'm just
you know?
one of those guys that's like, okay, we don't have power. Like
So I've
Guess
thought
we'll
about
figure
getting a
it.
nice battery pack for
Okay.
our setup, our equipment. But one of the things I've
Mhm.
considered is like I've got a solid 4 to 4.5 hours if we're running strictly off batteries. So that's a pretty solid window.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So like even streaming live, like we got like a solid 4 to 4.5 hours before anything would die on us. And I got backup batteries for the things that like this has the option to take batteries, and I've got backup rechargeables. So
Fuck,
like,
you are the most backups on backups on backups person
Hey,
I have
We're
ever
going
met.
wireless.
look,
Ever
Yeah,
met.
I
in my
I,
life.
Honor
I
is
like
the
having
pro,
plan B, C, and D. There's always a backup plan.
What was it? 1 is 1 and where 1 is none and 3 is almost enough. What's your little saying?
2 is 1 and 1 is none.
There it is. I knew there was some catchy shit I was missing. One more time.
What?
2 is 1 and 1 is none.
There it is.
But like,
Mhm.
I don't know, maybe that comes from when I used to travel and tattoo, like doing house parties and things like that on the go, totally on my own. Or like when I do Easy Rider shows on my own super early on, I didn't have any tattoo homies. Like I'd show up all by myself. Like Billy Tinney, the photographer, was my only homie. Like we'd see each other and I'd hang out with him. He'd talk to me about his cats.
You got that one person at the show you have the normal conversation with. So how's the fam? Is
Yeah.
grandma doing
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, Billy was that guy for me, like in the early
Mhm.
convention days before I knew anybody. Like when like I'd see Derb, like I'd know who he was, and he'd be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
good to see ya."
The standard Herb way.
It's like a whole crowd, like, "Good to see ya." Moving on, like
Oh, what you got to
he's always
do?
got somewhere to
Fawn.
be, huh?
I felt like when I saw Derb at Healthy Columbus, I'm like, oh God, of course I do this. But when he did that, when he said, "Oh hey," I dropped like half of my gear off my tray and made a mess of the scene. And he went, "Oh God!" Like had to come over and like help us with that. I should have just dropped to the floor and went like, "Ah!"
Just go full out.
That's
Yeah, just gonna full out like start rolling somewhere.
Like, I don't know what's happening.
I
Yeah,
don't
when I
know
was-
what's happening.
When I was working those shows early on, before I was like connected with anybody, it was hit or miss. Either I'd show up at an event and I'd like make friends right away, or I'd show up at an event and people would just be like the opposite. I'll just say it like that. It was always one or the
Not
other. So
culture.
I always just kind of got in the mindset that when I'm traveling, when I'm doing these things, I don't always have somebody else to depend on. So I need to act as if I never have somebody else to depend on.
just like
When,
life.
yeah, but like in reality, I've got favors galore all over the place. And like in reality, I've got friends everywhere. And like, I really doubt that I'd ever be in any kind of like major pinch. But like, I just like being
I'll lend
prepared.
you a
I
rinse
just like,
cup.
huh? You'll lend me a
I'll lend
rinse
you a
cup?
rinse cup. Yeah.
Thanks, girl.
I got you.
Thanks.
I got you.
Um,
Always
yeah.
supposed to stick
No, I'm that
together or
way.
whatever.
mhm.
Yeah, we stick together, you know. No, I've always been overly prepared too. And I remember like there's odd things that I've learned to travel with me too. You know, I have like these little collapsible hangers for when I want to bring shirts and stuff. And I just
Mhm.
had them in my case with everything else just in case. And when I'm very much known as the mama bear of like the convention group I used to be with at Villain Arts. And they're like, hey, Renee, you got a hanger? And I'm like, why, yes, I do. And I just have this glee of being like, oh, I'm completely prepared for this trip.
It's such a funny thing. I like to categorize myself as a minimalist, but like with the electronic setup and everything, like everything's as little as it can be, as compatible as it can be, as multi-use as it can be. But like when we were at Hell City, for instance, like the reinventing stuff and the Hell City stuff, anytime anybody needed an extra cable or an
Fawn.
adapter, it was like, go
Fawn.
see Fawn. Like I
need
was
a
running
fucking-
back and forth all the time, but like I did happen to have what was needed.
I needed a random
One time-
power cord. To
one
run the
time
front
I didn't
camera,
have
and
the
she
cord,
had it.
but Todd did. I had a
Yeah.
short one and
Ooh.
Todd had the
Yeah.
longer one. So
guys are
like between
balls.
Todd and I, we had like all the random things.
We found
Yeah.
ours eventually, but it was one of those like show starting now. It's in the bottom of a case somewhere.
We'll find it. It'll
We'll
turn
find
up.
it, but
Mhm.
1, 2, 3 show.
Yeah, I wanna tell people like I was a Girl Scout, and I mean I was in my youth. I was
In my
I was a Girl
youth.
Scout, but like we didn't learn things like survival skills in Girl Scouts. We tie-dyed.
I mean,
And
I
you
was in Boy
sold
Scouts
cookies for
too.
the man. And
But
you
it was
muled
Jesus.
heroin in cookie boxes.
I went to Jesus Boy Scouts because I went to a private school, so it was like all like everything wasn't just like here, learn how to tie a knot,
It was
learn
followed
how
by
to
a
tie a
kumbaya.
knot that Jesus would have made if he was harvesting his, whatever. So it was one of those like, this could have been so cool.
Could have been.
Just fucking ruined
You
it.
guys know where I went. I wasn't
Yeah, to
allowed Girl
Jesus, then.
Scouts. I wasn't allowed brownies. I went to horse camp.
Yes.
Oh, that would have been so much better.
It was
English or
actually
Western?
really rad. Western.
English or Western?
Western. We learned though, like there was kayaking, there was like the polar dives every morning. There was like I got to stay in the wood shop as long as I wanted, and I just made wind chimes all summer and rode like whatever there's horses everywhere that you could like choose from. It was like,
Where
like a
was
little
this
girl-
camp for me?
I don't know.
Like-
This is North Carolina for me. It was rad.
I mean, my
Wow.
grandmother had a horse farm when I was little, and like I got to play with horses and do all the things. But like a camp, where like those are the
camp.
deliberate activities.
When I should have been going to
Yeah.
college, the person
Like,
I
they
was choosing to
assign
spend my
you-
time with worked at
They
one of those
assign you a
camps.
horse, and you
Huh.
get to take care of it the whole summer and like be with it and ride it.
What
Nice.
an awesome hustle. I'm gonna get a bunch of horses. Then I'm gonna have people pay me money to take care of them.
Well, it might just be people
Uh-huh.
that already have horses and they're like, well, summer camp.
I'm in.
Well,
Okay.
a lot of them were older horses that used to be racing horses. A lot of them were retired. Like
Mhm.
mine was a 16-year-old horse named Snowball that was
Sniff.
grumpy as fuck. But we kindred like that because I was grumpy as fuck. So he was my soul
so-
horse.
Who wants to throw in on a horse camp is what I'm saying. Because I'm seeing a double way to make money here. We charge people to board their horses, and then we
Right.
charge people to take care of them, and then we serve them like grits and eggs. and we hire like
Yeah.
Cookie, you know what I mean? And like, I've been in a Boy Scout camp, so we can make this work.
I'll be your
There is a
chef.
place
I'm
not
just
very
saying, I
far
got
from
you.
here, and unfortunately, I don't know a lot about it, but it's called Flying Horse Farms.
Ooh,
And they
see,
do, I don't know if they do
See?
camps like what we're talking about, but they definitely do events. And I think they're for special needs children, or at least I don't know if
I'm
all
in.
of their events are or just, but they definitely raise money for different
so what you're saying is there's charitable opportunities as well.
Yes.
So let's
Yes.
buy a farm camp, horse farm camp.
I was just thinking maybe we could just go play for a day, but
Why are you so small with this
Why
idea?
play for a
because
day?
I already have a
Play
busy
forever.
schedule. Like, do you know how much work it takes to have one horse,
Horse
let
farm
alone
camp.
a whole entire farm full of horses?
I do.
It.
So-
You like teach a bunch of little girls how to take care of them, and they're like more than happy to.
I know, but you still
Like,
gotta
I
go behind
learned
them and
how
make
to-
sure they mucked the stalls properly. Like, you still
No,
gotta
all
make
the-
sure it's done right.
All the camp counselors were volunteers because they went to that camp too. So you also got to
You're
make it like
brainwashed.
yeah.
Stockholm syndrome. You're trapped here, so you love me. Oh.
Wow.
Beautiful. Yeah. I'm in.
Uh,
So when I was growing up, my parents were very good friends with people that had a pretty decent sized horse farm. It wasn't huge by any means, but 10, 12 horses. And we used to get a show horse every off season. One of my dad's friends was the stage manager for an outdoor drama, like Tecumseh.
Mhm.
It's called Blue Jackets. And like we got the same horse every year in the off season. So learning to ride like this thing that was taught to be totally trained and shoot off the back of and blah 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 blah. Like you couldn't fuck up with this thing. It was amazing to learn how to ride on it because it rode itself, and anything you told it to do was like, oh, is this what you wanted? Okay, you want to jump that fence? Hold on, bro, we'll do it. Like it was
Oh, that's rad.
a blast.
It's nice
That's
when you
still
have the
horse riding.
opportunity to learn from like a seasoned horse.
Yeah,
like
the
that.
horse taught me to ride. Like I didn't learn to, I probably couldn't have done half the shit on a different animal, but
So we need to plan
Yeah.
tattoo collecting,
horse farm.
horse trip.
cattle drive.
Horse
Let's do a
collecting
tattoo
101.
collect.
So hear me out.
Oh my god, horse drive.
Dude Ranch.
All the
Hey,
oh
dude.
god, hey. Oh yeah, everyone's saying, hey, dude. Oh god.
Can we do-
Kyle, do you know what that show was?
I do not.
He has no idea. Look, all the time he's like, he'll look me right dead in my face because it's like
Yeah.
he's told me this 35 times already. He'll be like, I don't watch shows from the 90s.
Well, see, I don't say it like that.
You're a fucking hole.
No, I haven't heard of that.
They're like,
No, it's like I just
Well,
haven't seen it.
At least
I-
you
I don't-
say something because my apprentice will just go, yeah, that's cool. I'll be like, you have
No,
no
I'll
idea
do
what
that
you're talking
too.
look, hold on.
about. Do that.
I'm gonna show you something
Uh-oh.
here in a moment.
Uh-oh.
But what I'm going to
Okay.
show you, when I was working on this project, I'm like talking about it, and Kyle's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, I'm like, you've never seen this? He's like, no, I've never seen that.
I
I
spent the
don't
first 15
know.
years of my life just playing video games. Okay.
So you should know everything.
Well, I'm not very media driven.
basically.
So I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't have like shows. I don't have like
I'm
so
a straight up child of divorce. I've been raised by the tube.
sure. I'm like, no, I'm the worst. Ooh.
Ooh, oh, it's so good.
Making its podcast debut. Is this
Oh,
That's so good.
wow.
Kyle don't even know
Harry.
anything about Harry and the Hendersons. He's like,
Yeah.
what's
Kyle,
that?
Read a book.
What's that? Chewbacca? Like Chewbacca with a big
Yeah,
forehead?
That's
it's
no, I think I
Harry.
saw it on a story early somewhere, and I literally was like, you need to just read a book, Kyle. Just, you know,
Just read it. It's a movie. What are you
I
talking
know.
about?
I'm kidding.
I've got enough going on. Okay. Derb's already looking on the cameras and he's just seeing me sitting behind Fawn watching everything as she works.
Well, good.
Good. Learn something.
You know, it's funny because I usually tell people because there's cameras all over Red Tree, and I'm like, they're there, but nobody's sitting around watching them.
Until he yells at you through it.
Yeah.
Until,
Oh,
until
Oh, those
Barry
are
starts
like baby
freaking on
monitors. Those are different. Those are baby monitors.
Yeah.
Oh, because my cameras, they have the two-way, so I can go, hello.
Yep.
Yee,
Yeah,
that's
there's
you.
there's a few baby monitors around, and then there's other ones that are just like
he's got me before. Like, what are you doing?
It's just creeping in.
oh, that's funny.
Well, if he has a similar system, then like mine buzzes me whenever someone's like near it, you know, especially if I have it set a certain way. So it'll like tell me like, oh, someone's in this room, and I can go and like look and like, yeah, I don't know, but I try not to.
In reality, the night in question,
The night in question.
I think he was probably seeing if somebody was still here because the alarm hadn't been set, and it was probably like 12:30 or 1. It was getting pretty late, and like, you know, there weren't a lot of people at the shop that day. And
no
you
one's
know,
dead.
we can be forgetful, so make sure we shut the lights
Mhm.
off and do the
Yep.
things and all the that. But yeah, I really don't think Derb's sitting there just like watching us.
Nah.
Not
He probably saw a
generally, but-
notification. He's like, let's see what's going on.
Zoom right in.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sounds like fun.
I feel
Yeah.
honestly like creepy, like bad if I like sit there and like watch.
You're like, that's none of my business there.
So
Yeah,
sometimes,
it's almost
so
like
you've met Jess that works at the warehouse.
Yeah.
When we travel, if she's not traveling, also she takes care of my animals for me. Sometimes Ben does. Sometimes I've got another buddy that does. But it's always weird when I like just because like even through the day when I'm tattooing, sometimes I'll pull out my phone and I'll pull out my Wise app and I'll be like, oh, okay, Lolo's chilling on the couch. There's one cat, there's the other cat, everything's cool.
Oh,
Like,
Ben's chilling on my couch.
and it's like when somebody's at my house and I like pull it up and it's like, oh, there's somebody there. And then I have to like text them to let them know. Otherwise, I feel like it's creepy. I feel like it's like like even though they're like in my house, whatever, but like I wouldn't like give somebody a key whose
I
privacy
am
I
now
didn't respect. Yes.
right.
Like,
Don't
oh,
act like-
hey, that
Keep your
camera over there.
genitals away.
I am looking at you.
Yeah, no, same. I feel like I don't know. I could just be a creep and watch you guys all the time, but generally I'm just looking for ghost activity, you know. So um
There's a
like,
ghost,
that's
ghost.
well, I get like little like we have these huge bay windows and there's a trolley that goes by. So even late at night, even if we're locked up, the alarm's set, it'll say there's motion in the front. So I'll like watch it. I'll just zoom through it real quick, and that's usually how I do it until I see like a shadow figure or like a person. But I'm just waiting for ghost activity. We've only had like 2 sightings, so I'm like, oh boy.
Do you keep
We have,
them on
we have a
record?
pretty, yeah.
You can't just
monitor.
drop tidbits. Like you're gonna have to divulge some information about said shop ghost.
Oh, I've talked about Shop Ghost. Ghost Cat. I mean, he's kind of famous, kind of a big deal. I mean,
Bring it up.
okay,
Bring it
okay.
up.
You're
A lot
like,
of people
great.
haven't heard about ghost.
Ghost Cat is.
And this is at your
been with the
studio, right? Okay.
Yes, this is the tattoo in our studio. He lives in the back room by the old service door, which is like an old creepy iron door that creaks and stuff. But he's been here since the build out, which like this was like a barren like cement block, and he's been here. And everyone has experienced Ghost Cat in one way or another. I've straight up seen him. Other people have seen him in like different forms, you know, hear him. He slams doors. He breaks things. I have on camera him pushing off my cow skull that was hanging up and that crashing to the floor. And it's generally like the same area that stuff just like hops off their shelf. Sometimes the books will be slid out a little bit, which is great. I think that one's exciting because it's very like.
Is he picking one?
Maybe he likes animals a lot. Maybe. But he's you know, he's nice. He's a good ghost. He protects us, you know, I think.
He keeps the bad ghosts away.
Maybe. Yeah.
Are
Maybe.
ghosts territorial?
Sometimes.
Like a beta fish?
Like, isn't that what a
Yeah.
possession is?
Yeah.
Like a ghost being like, I really want to be inside of you. Right?
I mean, that is
possessive,
possession, right? Yeah.
I'm just, I don't know all the rules, guys. Help me out here. I'm asking.
Conversation's
I've never
gotten
really
so
thought
weird.
about it.
We started
I know,
off
I've
with Ben
never-
trying to get me to pick out his underwear for tattoo competitions. He's like, pick me out a banana hammock. Like, Renee, you pick out the banana hammock. It's too much
Oh.
responsibility.
Oh
for me.
jeez.
I-
Oh jeez.
No problem. I'm great at this job. I do it all the time. Don't you pick out banana hammocks for your clients?
I don't know like what's what, and I'm afraid. And I don't necessarily want to do this task.
That's right. I've
And if you're
got
gonna make me stand in front of people and expose myself, I would like some guidance on the correct wares. People that put things on smaller than I normally do. I'm not in that club. Never done this shopping trip before.
It's all about how you stand.
Maybe you could just get like a real classy like zebra print Speedo and just like go
Yeah.
all out instead of just going like plain Jane. Just
Well-
go like the most obnoxious, loud Speedo that you can find.
Yeah, like a little
Like-
funny one that's got like a hat or something.
Or
A
no.
bright pink, like vinyl, like the shiny vinyl with like the
the
lace.
iridescent, not the sequins,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
the
yeah.
iridescent.
What was that company? It's like Jeffrey something. It was like all like that. It was all like things were all corseted, like little tiny banana
This has
hammocks
gone
with, like,
already
little-
way too
I mean-
far. I was
That's
thinking
what
more like
happens when you let somebody else pick out your banana hammock, Ben.
I was just thinking
That's
more
what
like Amazon.
happened.
Just Amazon.
Well, yeah,
this is
Amazon
probably
has
all
got-
on Amazon.
Amazon does all kinds of shit on it. You know, do you want an animal print? Do you want an animal
How about
face
Wish?
going like?
I don't want any of these things. That's why I didn't want to shop for it.
Well,
I
I'll
thought
find
that
you
was
one.
fairly clear. I don't
It'll just show up at your doorstep one day.
come and knock on my
Ben's
door.
tattoo competition
Wait, do you know what that
uniform.
is? No, he doesn't.
No,
Sort of, yes.
Kyle,
Sort
I
of.
don't get to play the I'm older than you game very often. And you're making me laugh.
That's what
I'll
I'm
be
here
waiting
for.
for
Blush.
Three's
Oh,
Company
blush.
for those of you that are not as old as
That
us.
is the same age as fucking Kyle, which is how old are you, Kyle?
22.
17, 18,
Oh, 22.
22. Yeah, I have socks
Where-
older than you, buddy. I
Socks older.
legitimately have socks older than you.
What were we doing at 22? Go.
Cocaine. I mean,
Oh.
This podcast.
I said this podcast.
22,
This
I
guy.
was bartending and working retail.
Ooh.
No, was I working at the sign shop then? No, I was working retail at 22.
I was
Where's retail again?
probably at Tumbleweed and or some other restaurant at the same time. Because I always had like 2 and 3 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah, there was bartending,
drugs are
bike shop, and
expensive.
retail travel.
Fine, you're the cool girl. Like you're bartender, tattooer. Like you
No,
work in
I'm a
garage,
workaholic. I
like-
missed out on life altogether in my 20s because I worked it all away. Like, oh, let me go ahead and work 95 hours a week because for some reason
Right.
I think that's normal.
We have energy. We have energy. Why not? What else are we gonna do with it? You know, bad things probably. So
Okay, but like the bike shop didn't really like, okay, yes, it was work. I had to be accountable and be there and do things, but like I was tuning up bicycles. Like, yes, it's a skill. Not everybody knows all the tricks of like working on bikes and like what is reverse threaded. But like
I know nothing about bikes.
yeah, some things are reverse threaded. That's the
I
only
really
trick.
don't know anything about aerospace dynamics except for this simple formula that would put you into astronaut.
We weren't
So
talking
you
about
always-
the racing bikes
You
yet.
always see that. You're
But
like,
it-
I don't really know anything about this very specific topic that I'm going to give you every detail on.
I tried changing a tire once. I tried to pop it off and I said, oh, I have no idea what the fuck's going on here. I need to take this.
You
to
need the
someone."
right tool. If you have the right tool, it's easy.
That sounds
Yeah.
very Kyle.
No, I knew.
There's
I knew
tire
that.
irons.
I'll,
Like
I'll
they're
change
this
your
big.
tire, buddy. You just call me. Any
I
tire.
taught
you need
another.
changed.
I've taught a 22-year-old male apprentice how to change a tire once, and I was like, "Oh my fucking god, come over here right now and let's be people. Let's do
We're
this."
gonna learn. We're gonna learn things today.
I'll learn it.
Mhm.
I'll do
I
it.
believe in you. I really do. I mean that.
When I'm in Ohio, I will teach you how to change a tire. Not
And we're all gonna like come in and have a lesson. We'll all teach Kyle one bicycle trick.
One bicycle.
One-
trick.
And if I gather all the right notes, I can build an entire bicycle.
Boom.
Mine will be the back wheel bunny hop because I don't fix shit. I just like.
I mean,
Oh my
that's a
God.
crucial part. That's a crucial key in the puzzle.
Yeah, someone's got to break it to fix it.
Yeah.
And that's
Boom.
what I do. Or
Mhm.
smash.
Well, my apprentice has learned how to fix all kinds of things just by following me around because that's all I'm doing is like, I mean, okay, we're still kind of making things right, you know, like not once have I like I don't know, like, hey, you, what are you doing? Come here and learn how to use this sander or this grinder or something. Like, you should learn how to do this. Just because she doesn't know how to do it, I can teach her, and why not?
Wait,
You're
girls are
stronger
allowed to
for
use
it.
power tools?
Ben, guess what
I
I did today?
know.
Power tools.
I didn't power tool. I ratcheted,
You-
but
Fawn,
You
you
ratcheted?
didn't. If
Power
there was
tool?
one thing I would trust you with, it would be to ratchet.
I ratcheted.
I would believe that you
Oh,
would
you
excel
ratcheted.
at
I
this.
thought you said you ratcheted. I was like, slam me some beats, Fawn.
No, I ratcheted. Ratchet. Like it's, it's like a wrench, but a ratchet.
It like clicks.
Yep.
The
Right.
last time we were in Phoenix, we were rolling around in the van picking up supplies, and Fawn's battery was having a connection issue. And we all knew that what it was. Like she knew the problem before we got. She's like, "Hey,
It's like the relay's
I'm
bad for my
having this
headlights.
connection issue." Blah 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 blah. And we're like, "Cool." And I couldn't get my fat fucking hand down in the thing to do the things. And Fawn's just like, "Let me stick my whole career in the hood on this live battery. Hold on." And like, my heart
No, first of
dropped
all,
down into
it
my
was
stomach.
nowhere near the live battery. We were by the fuse box. We were by the fuse
I like
box.
how your
We
story
were on the
is
other
just
end.
so like, I didn't do anything.
I don't mess around
Well,
with live electricity.
Petite people are just generally better at general mechanics because we can slide in the little things.
No. Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know if I'm a great mechanic, but my e-brake cord cable broke within my engine and my car was getting towed, and an officer was even there, and he was like, well, if you can fix it, we won't tow it. And I was like, fuck. And I think I was drunk at a house party too, which like everyone was getting towed.
You were like challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. And I remember just sticking my hand where I generally thought it was. And the engine was cool, so I wasn't scared. And I found it and I pulled it and popped it. And he was like, well, fuck.
Okay.
Enjoy your evening, ma'am.
Okay, enjoy your evening. But I mean, even one of my bros dropped his car keys in his subwoofers, and so the opening was like this big. And he was like, yo. And I was just like, hold on, let me break my hand real quick and just
I'm the opposite of that. I'm the guy that's like, hey, my hand doesn't fit anywhere near that. You tiny person, come fetch.
Yeah, we have talents. Many talents.
Don't.
I don't know.
I have sausage hands.
I'm thankful I know a little bit. I paid attention when I was a kid, like being my stepdad's shadow in the garage. Like I was doing more than holding the light. I was actually paying attention.
Yeah.
That's
So
probably why I was
Yeah,
such
my
a
dad
good
made
light
us
holder.
build. Yeah.
I made the awesome mistake of looking my
You
dad in
are?
the
Oh, yeah.
face, being the angsty teenager that I was, and went, I don't want to come to the garage and work on cars with you when I'm an adult.
Lame.
I'm going to make enough money to not have to fix my own cars. And he still
Lame.
to this day brings it up. Oh, yeah? Yeah. When was the last time you changed your oil, son? Yuck. I'm like, fuck off. He still brings it up. I thought you were never going to work on cars. What are you doing in the garage?
My brother
Well-
said that too, but it's true. He doesn't touch a thing. He has he's cleaner, nicer nails than I do. Soft hands.
Oh, no, I fixed all
Yeah.
kinds of shit.
They are kind of
I've
dirty.
been forced to
You
work
can
on more
tell I worked on
cars
my van.
through the
I'm a heathen.
YouTubes
Yeah. These are
than I've
tools.
ever cared to admit. Yeah, not by choice because I'm poor. And you're like, fuck. I wish I'd have hang out in the garage holding a goddamn flashlight.
Being poor makes you more crafty because, like, you realize you can't.
That's
buy
my new.
everything.
That's my new favorite internet thing. The reel, is that what they're called? What's the
Yeah.
videos that
Yeah,
people
the
use to say
reels.
reels?
Reels.
So there's a reel out right now that it's about
Oh, real.
Is it real though?
Hush. It's like it's about you guys who just suck at being poor. See, the trick to being poor is being good at stuff. And when you get good at
Yeah.
stuff, you can have nice stuff. But you guys all suck at being poor. So you got to learn how to. And it's like this video of everybody like remaking shit.
Yep.
Real,
Mhm.
whatever.
Real. They're real.
Harass me.
I only changed my tail lights. It actually was more complicated than I thought it was going to be. I don't know why this is always more complicated than it's supposed to be. I had to take off one piece to get to another. Then I broke one of the bolts because my van is 19 years old. Fortunately, there were 3 other bolts, so it's fine.
Do you remember
Still
when we tried
taut.
to change the Cadillac headlights?
I succeeded.
No,
I
we
don't
did
know
it.
what you
I
mean try.
I just remember it was like we had to take the fucking bumper off.
That was
It-
the second time.
it
The
ended
first
up
time,
being
the
a
first
rodeo.
time I just show up at Ben's and I was like, guess what? I changed the headlights myself. And Ben was like, on the Cadillac? I was like, yeah. He's like, I
Let me
take
see.
it in for that.
Let me see.
And then I show him what I did. He's like, huh. So then,
Huh.
as luck would have it, a few months later, the other headlight went out.
Yay, Cadillac.
So Ben helped that time and was like, Fawn, I
Why?
can't believe you did this yourself.
Yeah.
I was like,
She's down there bending body parts, like holding it with her hip, like screwing shit. And it's like it'd have been
Let's
$32 to have somebody else put that
Sometimes
in.
you have
let's
to do it.
rewind.
I
Wait,
get
have to
it.
do it.
I get it.
my friend Clayton, who's a custom like a painter, he paints boats, custom cars, things like that. Like my tattoo shop used to be the office of his like warehouse where he worked. So there were many occasions where he'd just like open the door like between our spaces and he'd be like, hey, what are you doing? And I'd be like, oh, I don't know, watching YouTube, smoking weed. He'd be like, come out here. And sometimes it would be like, I'm going to show you something. And sometimes it would be, I need you to hold this, or, so I learned how to manipulate body panels without over manipulating them to the point where like the paint and stuff will chip. Like for instance,
I want to see that.
you've got to do it when it's warm. There are some things that you just can't do when it's cold. But
So
Okay.
what you're saying is I should let you pop all the dents in my Cadillac that I just put in it
That's what
because I
that's
hit
what
a
I was
fucking
thinking.
truss with my car.
I mean,
it's not that
I-
dented. I bet she could.
in reality, I think I was looking at that scratch. We could probably pull the dents out. I could probably steel wool it, and we could probably just clear those
Oh,
two
yeah,
doors.
like, nope, we got
I'm
this.
just saying, I've helped do
You
it.
know whose hands it's in right now?
I know Fawn
West-
can do it.
Westfield Insurance.
What Westfield? You know what? That's the nicest
What?
insurance. There, you call Ben's insurance
Westfield.
company. They're like, well, hey there, hun. We're sorry
Yeah,
that
hey
you
there,
have
this
to
is
call us
Westfield.
today, but how can we help you?
Sorry that you're
It's the
having a
most-
misfortune.
It's like the most
What?
delightfully Midwest
Would
ever.
would you like us to send you a tow truck?
My car just got T-boned and totaled, and they're like, well, hey there. Sorry, it's a
Hey
rough
there.
night.
On New Year's
Get
Eve.
you a tow and go to the
Nicest
diner.
lady. Yeah, like
on New
I
Year's Eve. This lady was
Oh
just
my
like, oh,
God.
I'm so sorry, sweets. I hope you guys are all right.
yeah, she just kept asking if like I was, and it
Are
wasn't
you
like
sure you don't need anything?
yeah, it's like she wanted to come and join us and just like rub both of our backs.
Yeah, it was the
okay.
most comforting experience of all
Oh.
time.
See, there is some really good Midwest like tudes like that that I just adore, because you do feel so comforted by them. They're just like, oh, I know what to do. Don't worry, we got this, hun. Don't you
Do
worry.
you need hot chocolate?
Now, see, my insurance company is
Yeah.
Geico, and anytime I need anything from Geico, I just do boop, and I don't have to talk to anybody. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
I have the
like being
Progressive
catered
app.
to.
And there's not been a lady that looks like me with a gun like ever coming and price checking me if I get into an accident, But like
Nice.
it's pretty easy.
What would you do if Flo did show up?
I would hug her, like
You kinda look
scream. I'd be
Give her a big hug.
like, she's one of my people. Look at her. Look at me. She's obviously one of my people.
So now that we've mentioned all the major insurance carriers, if any of them would like to sponsor us, we'd all be willing to switch on a group insurance policy. Hit us up.
Yeah, that was. Thanks, Progressive. I'm just gonna
Nationwide
text.
will fuck you up. Oh, I used to be an insurance
State
restoration
Farm
salesman.
doesn't care.
It was the worst. State Farm was the worst. Like dealing with these
State
people
Farm was
day
the
in and day out
worst.
made me want to shoot myself
Oh.
in the face. It was horrible.
I've
was
had them
horrible.
since I was driving, and I got fucked over so hard by them that I was like in their face. I was like doing the thing on the Progressive app, and I was like, hey,
You're
you know
in
what?
the office signing up another policy.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, wow, I'm done. Wow. And I'll tell the story one day, and it makes everyone mad. So I just tend not to say it. Like everyone gets so frustrated that I just can't take the energy from people. Because I'm like, I know, I went through it. I know.
I
It
love that.
happened.
I
I
love that.
lived that. So, but in front of them, like for sweet, sweet revenge. Oh, I just have strawberry left. Nah. I went to Progressive for my scooter, my truck, and my regular car. and it was golden.
At one point I had a fleet of vehicles because that's how we roll. And
Oh, I have nothing fancy.
I called no, none of it was fancy. Something just shocked the shit out of me.
What you get shocked by?
I don't know, but something probably this microphone like shocked the shit out of me.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had nothing fancy, but like it was all like old shit. But I called
Can
and
you
they're
feel your
like,
tips?
yeah, we're good. They're like, you own all these? Like, why are you trying to insure 7 vehicles? I'm like, well, because these 3 break down in this season, and this is good for the winter. The bikes can only run 3 months out of the year, and the one only works if it's like 75 and under. So, like, really, you're like just trying to like justify like having 5 beaters. And
I just say that I'm from Florida and it's a thing. I was just.
it's
We all have cars in our front lawn. Yeah, don't you have 5 cars in your front lawn? Well, that ain't good use of a lawn. Mm-mm.
Fortunately, in my family, we have a drive-in where my brother-in-law's like all of his like business vehicles and stuff. He has a well business. So that's kind of where like old vans go, not to die, but like we're gonna need that alternator, and we're gonna like those wheels are the same size as that work truck. And if we ever need a sticker, we're jacking that. Like there's one of those like, vans and work trucks are pretty universal with one another. Is it a Chevy or a
really
Ford?
are.
Got you.
Got
What
you.
do you
Like, why
mean?
get a huge work van? Why you can just get a minivan that's like $1,000 and just like work on it easily? And I
don't know. I like my big van. I don't think I could go smaller.
I think my next
your van is pretty
investment
rad.
is
Like
going to
my
be
van.
a pretty decent sized van because
Yeah.
my car's dumb and I want space. So
I'm really comfortable. I had a Scion for years, the toasters. And it was rad.
An
But I
XB.
felt like, yes. But it hopped, and it literally felt like once I started really traveling up in like Philly and stuff like that and going through the mountains, like I was like, this is not safe. So I'm just like so comfy in like a tiny SUV, and plus so I can like stack paintings and I can still fill it with wood and building supplies and whatever. I like I need roof racks. I need like a ball hitch.
I had a
like,
truck
stuff.
forever for work and when I quit that job, I had to give the truck back. And now I have all these like truck things like kayaks and trailer hitches and fucking.
Fun.
I'm like,
Can I use your
"Fine.
van?
Can I borrow your van? I forgot that I don't have a truck anymore and I ordered all this furniture and they're not going to let me have it unless I come pick it up right now."
Well, during the build out, I realized I was destroying my car. And so I got a truck from a buddy's dad for like nothing. And it was right before the microchip crisis. So it was like actually like I got it for a really good steal. And I'm thinking of actually like selling it because the build out's done and I don't need to load anything anymore. Never. And so I mean I just
wait, you're from Florida and you just said you're gonna sell your junker? No. You ride that thing out and haul boats.
That's your backup plan.
Yeah.
But I got the scooter too,
It needs to go in the back of a truck.
My Rogue is really good.
Can you fit a scooter in the back of it?
No.
No.
I got a
you
rack
can't.
maybe.
No, you can't.
It's a heavy scoot.
Maybe a little
It's a 150. But it's not like a nice truck. It's like an old like 1990 Toyota. I call
You mean
it
the best kind?
tractor.
Did you just say the best kind? Because
It
I
is the
heard the
best
best kind. Thank you.
I mean, it
Something
fucking
you can
hauls.
it's
Speaking of hauling, what travels are you doing this summer?
where you travel.
Oh, I'm doing Rubber City. I'm teaching my eco seminar there as well on Saturday. So if anyone wants to go, please sign up. Plug. Message. Come to my eco seminar. It's cool. And then I'll also be going to the Tulsa convention. It's called Homeward Bound. And I'll be hosting an art night and teaching the eco seminar there as well. Because I'm ready to spread this shit around. Save the turtles.
Yeah, dude. Yes, turtles.
I'm not a hippie and I'm going to save you money. Take my eco seminar.
There it is.
Save the turtles.
The gangster pose is what sells it. Can we just throw it out there?
I know. Save the turtles, homies.
Yeah. You spin on your head next.
Fuck your plastic. Save them. Yeah, think about polar bears. What? Walruses. We all know they're cool. Don't lie to
I've heard
yourself.
they're tasty.
Recycle.
Kyle,
Recycle.
you are fired. You are fired.
Minimal buying
Like-
structure.
Fired. You used to be the intern. You're Kyle fired now. You get no.
Yeah,
you
he's
get
gonna be behind.
no.
No,
shame.
Kyle's gonna be behind me at the simmer, just like eat. Pyramid
You get Jazzy jumping it up.
expectations.
I got the mixer. We can make this happen. We'll go get I'm sure there's a turntable app. I'll put it. We'll have
And
like
I'll get a
iPad
hat
mini
and,
next
like-
to the other iPad. He'll be the wiki ones and twos.
Only if there's
And I
lasers
wear
and
a
smoke.
backwards
Because if
cap
we're
and be
doing
like,
it,
yeah.
You gotta go all out.
there's got to be lasers and smoke. Because
I
if
can
we're
borrow
doing it,
that setup.
we're doing it right.
Should I make t-shirts that like Dare t-shirts, but like eco t-shirts instead and
You guys
rebrand
can
Dare?
just sit underneath
know?
hitting bong grips, and that'll be our smoke.
Yes. You know, Dare is the only reason I thought it was okay to do drugs.
Tell me more.
Like legit.
Yeah, go on. Go
Yeah,
on.
they're
Still
like-
going to this.
They're like,
day.
okay, they're like, hey guys, look, here's all these drugs. They're all bad, right? Weed, coke, heroin, X, smack, all PCP. These are all really, really bad. Drugs are bad. Don't do drugs. You'll turn into a piece of shit. You're gonna die. Drugs are bad, right? So then you smoke weed because you're a human being, and then you're like, wait, I didn't die. I am not a piece of shit. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, I am just kind of hungry and want to take a nap. So then I'm
Come to
like,
think
well,
of it,
that was fine. So what's meth like? Let's blast that rock and see where that takes us. Oh, we're alive from that. I didn't die from meth. What's
See, well,
next?
that's the
Let's
problem with
fucking
that.
start taking some other shit and just see where this goes. Oh, you just press pills with random fucking drugs in them that I can swallow and see what happens. Bring that
You got
fucking party
fentanyl?
on.
Okay.
Like, well, no. In the early 2000s, there was these things called rolls or ecstasy that were mystery
Or what-
drugs. You didn't know
what were
what was in
totem
them.
poles?
Well,
Remember
they were
those?
just
What
big.
were
They were
footballs?
just stacked ecstasy.
Yeah,
They were
but what was-
bars.
yeah, bars, like totem poles. You never knew what they were. They were just
Yeah. They were random
Poles,
fucking drugs
bars.
pressed into a pill that you were just like, we'll see what happens. I
well.
would
That's
love-
why misinformation does not work, because we all saw our friends not die doing it as well.
Right.
And if you just knew, like, I don't know, if you approach it in an adult manner, like if we
Yeah,
all
but
knew,
at 12, you don't approach things in an adult like manner. You're like, that was a blast.
Here,
I-
no, okay. The craziness of Dare, and this is why I actually love it in like the world of chaos, because they did a Dare type theatrical performance at my school. And I was young. I was probably like, I don't know, in third, fourth grade. And I literally remember a man, like every character of a drug came out dressed up as that character.
what?
You know? So like a cigarette, they had like a man in a cigarette like foam costume, like
You mean to
I'm
tell
a
me that
cigarette.
Somewhere there's a bag of cocaine, fucking
Yes.
like
It's
one of those
crazy that they would
costumes.
think that would work.
I just want to
But-
buy one.
The craziest
like
part
next-
about it, no, there was a man dressed up as a ceramic pot and had a little
Oh,
plant growing out of him.
no.
And he was like, I'm pot, don't smoke me. And I just remember being so confused.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's
It's almost like the show would have been better if you were on the drugs.
Yeah.
That was
maybe if
like-
they just
So-
like taught people about drugs.
that is exactly.
Yeah. They
why
got
Dare
our
did not work.
generation to do drugs. I see what you're saying then.
Yeah,
They
they
did.
they
They-
just said it's scary, but
They
didn't
opened
teach you
the
about
gate. No, they gave me fucking options.
it. Yeah, right.
They were like, all this is the same. All this will kill you. All this is going to die. And here are all the things. And this is the effect they have. And I was like,
Let's get to
Okay.
picking.
okay. So I've got $12.
Mm.
You got like 13. Let's find somebody else with another 12 or $13. And we got our Friday night plan.
Boom.
Well, get this done. So thank you, Dare. Thank you for sending me on a fucking 20-year spark.
So I think we
Wow.
could get we could get our generation to be eco-friendly if I make a t-shirt that looks like a Dare t-shirt.
I like it.
Way to bring it back.
Yeah,
I like it.
bringing it back.
Reeling it back in.
Way to bring it back.
So
Yeah.
what's after
Rebrand it.
what's
Oh,
after
Hell
the Rubber
City.
City show?
I think it's the Homeward Bound, and then Hell City is at the end of July. In Phoenix or in Arizona. Yeah, Phoenix, Arizona.
August.
House Cities in
Is that-
August.
thank you. Oh,
You're
yes, Rubber
welcome.
City is in July. Thank you. And then
Yep.
Homeward Bound is the beginning of August. And then and then the end of August is Hell City, where I'm gonna be tatting my ass off. It's gonna be pretty fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have some back pieces. One of my main clients, he's got the Dune. He's a big collector of mine, which is awesome that he'll be there. He's like one of the COVID travel nurses, so he got stationed there. And so he'll be there for the show. So I'll be able to work on his Tron's leg sleeve. And he's the one who has a Dune back piece. He has a Godzilla sleeve and a Buck Rogers sleeve. And
Nice.
where it's all connecting too. So I'm starting to connect his back to his butt and his leg pieces. And then the other leg will be Blade Runner.
Nice.
He had a moment. Yeah. He looked at me and he went, Blade Runner. And I was like, fuck yeah.
I mean, I
favorite.
guess.
Yeah, electric sleep, all of that brain thought and digital AI life is definitely my jam sauce. And all I can do like neon nodes, and it'll match his Dune piece because we did the original artwork from Kill an Egg, who did all the old Dune posters, but he let me redesign so it fit his back really well, and I love that piece. That's like, I don't know, I like technical art aside, I don't know about you, Fawn, but I really love just packing color. It gets me into this groove. Like flat planes of color to me is like, it's like so
There is
satisfying.
something gratifying about it.
Yeah, like no blends, just like flat, clean packs of color are like if I drink something really sugary, I feel like I get the same physical effect.
That's my favorite thing too, is packing in the
It's
color.
like stacking in blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his piece is all Kill an Egg's work is it's all, I think it's lithographed. So he has to do it in planes. So, but still, they're still super complicated. So I'll do like an octagon that's like lavender, that's super thick lined. And then I get to do like this orange and yellow moon, and it's only orange and yellow, stay in the grid. And so he's full of grids. He's full of like black backgrounds with like high color grids, and that shit's just like real cool to me. I think I was born on DMT, to be honest. Like I think we all were, but I think mine's been activated since birth.
Just stayed.
It just stayed. Yeah. So like that stuff to me is just like, oh, I like that. So I'm really excited that I get to work on him again. It's like real rare that I get to be with a collector who really knows the shit out of me. So I'm excited everyone gets to meet him too. He's funny. Yeah, like I feel like I've met so many collectors on the road so far, and I kind of recognize them. And then I have all these clients that don't even realize, like, hey, bro, you're a collector too. And like they're like entering the world. Ray, she's one like that. Like I was like, why did you come? Why did you come? Come on. And she's gonna be one of the trophy girls at Phoenix.
Nice.
Super excited. Yeah, she's super stoked. And I'll work on her as well. She's one of my collectors. She's got fucking collections from everybody though. Like,
are you working on Ananda again out there? Or is she just is she doing okay?
Nice.
She's working as well. But we're gonna do shorter sessions. Like she can still sit pretty well.
Yeah.
But she's like me right now. We're both in the same place business wise and shop running wise. And so stress wise, I know her body right now can't take like a full, 12-hour session or something crazy. So we're going to do smaller sessions on her. Yeah. And like, that's fair for right now. Like once we get on her legs and stuff, I know it'll be easy breezy, but we're doing all the tough parts first.
Are you doing the all-female collab?
Oh, yes. I said yes.
Art fusion.
Yes.
Yes. That's going to be super fun. Yeah.
Nice.
I think since we'll be able to have like time ahead of time, we could even like coordinate a theme and maybe even have like if we have 4 of us or 5 of us have like all like a theme going through all of the panels, so we could actually maybe tell a story with them.
Oh, okay. No, I see.
A
That's fun.
cohesive idea?
Yeah, like yeah.
What?
Ooh, yeah, because it's never cohesive, and I think it would sell
Yeah.
more if they were more cohesive too. And
So
we
I
could
don't
like
know.
buy the
going with
whole
the same
collection.
story.
I might buy the whole collection.
Fuck up, Paul.
Oh, well, I might buy. Oh, well,
I
I,
might
will
buy
rate
it.
Well,
you.
good thing it's
I
a
might
bid.
buy it. Yeah, I might
Put
buy
me on
it.
speaker. Put me in there.
I'll just steal them all out of the
I
back
wonder-
while they're drying.
I wanted to double check.
No,
What time is that?
That has
Let's
never
say-
I
happened.
don't know.
When
I
is
think we're
that?
gonna do it Saturday though.
Okay.
We're talking about
well,
doing it Saturday, but that's all
I
tentative
think
right
I'm
now.
set-
I think.
Pretty sure I'm tattooing Ray that day. So I'll be like,
So
hey,
she gets
I'm gonna take
she'll
a break.
get a 2-hour break.
Yeah. So eat
This is
bunch
your-
of food.
This
No
is your
peer
lunch
pressure, but
dinner
she'll
break.
Get a 2-hour break.
It might not take that long, especially if we do have a plan going in. Like, there's no rules about like not thumbnailing it ahead of time, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and
we could like
she's
actually make it really cool.
not- and she
Do it
knows
like
her
an hour
stuff.
and a half.
Right, right. Like a 2-hour break, I know exactly. Like we have a plan because we both know her body very well now at this point. Like I just go to a completely different location on her piece and she's fine. Like if I try to continue something after a 2-hour break, she's like, oh no. And you can
Nope.
feel it. It's hot. It's on
Yeah.
fire. Yeah.
It's
I just
it's
literally
strategic.
go-
Like before I take my dinner breaks or my longer breaks with clients, like I want to get to like a good stopping point. That way, like you're
Right.
saying, we can jump into another spot and it's like starting fresh instead of,
That's what I do.
you know, once it's sat and starts healing and you get out of the
That's just
groove, you don't,
me.
yeah, you don't
oh,
want the body. I've been tattooed a lot. I know it hurts. I don't want it to hurt any more than it like is absolutely necessary. Like,
when I see those, like I call them the like the show like bodysuits. You know, like these people are just getting full fucking bodysuits at shows and they're all connecting and they're all like just keep going and they're going pale and shaking and they're still going. And I just like look at the tattooer and I'm like, when's the last time you've been tattooed? Like, how are you doing this? You know, like this seems so painful.
But at the same time, it's that classic though. If the client came up and said, "I'm going to turn white and shake," and I don't give a fuck, finish this
Nope, I
tattoo.
stop
Where's,
them.
yeah, I'm gonna say, where's the line? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't cross it. I'm like, no. I've had weird shit happen though, so I've been traumatized to not doing it. Like I've had the weirdest shit happen with people, like because like no matter what, it's like saying okay to a person that's planning on getting fucked up. You know?
fair bet.
Yeah.
Fair bet.
Yeah, it's like you can't pay me enough money to watch you vomit all over my tools, or like you like black out and get violent before you pass out, or
Right.
like you jump off my table and start doing push-ups in the middle of the aisleway
That sounds like that's happened.
That sounds like it's
at
happening.
Hell City, Phoenix.
weird.
Match
And I
those
just went-
facts.
I remember that's how I met Jason Vogue because he was like coming around the corner or Buck, and he was like, "What the fuck is happening?" Like, "How's it?" And I was like, "Oh, I can't
You had
do
to get his
anything to
bump on.
stop it."
Welcome
Dude,
to my
I mean-
day, man. I don't know.
I was doing his chest, and he was like, "Ugh, yeah."
Let me go ahead and
All over
wipe
the-
that back off.
The walkway carpet, not even the plastic, the walkway carpet. And I was just like, please, sir, will you please stop? And no warning. Jumped off the table, no wipage, nothing, just no warning. Did it like military style. And it was
There are parts of my chest that made me like cry like a little girl on the inside. So maybe that was happening to him. So he had to get up and prove his masculinity to his own self.
I am man. Use balls.
Like,
as
maybe-
possible.
Yes, like
I mean,
no, can't
what if you
cry,
told
must
me
be
that?
strong.
I would have just been like, flip around on the massage table and do it there. Like, don't get on the
Where it's
floor.
clean.
Like, where it's
Where it's
clean.
clean.
Like,
Stay on the
How
plastic with
weird.
the bare.
And
yeah, I was like, oh, I don't.
How
I
weird.
think I backed Tina for a long time. I think I just like, I'm just gonna back Tina you straight.
I think your tattoo looks great. I think it's came to a great
It looks-
stopping
yeah,
point.
we can talk
Great.
I think we're just gonna be done. Yes, it looks about halfway
Looks
through, but
fantastic.
that's the look I was going
I
for.
call him David Koresh. He was very creepy. Like, just say that Jason was a pal at that show because he didn't leave a whole lot because the things that he was saying, Like, I think I made several friends that weekend because they would just come by the booth to listen how creepy he was. And
That's
I've never
awkward.
met.
Way
Yeah,
to make
but
it
I just
awkward for
like,
everybody, bro.
I know, I just got through it. Um, but you know, that's what happens at conventions, and it's kind of amazing sometimes because it brings people together. You know,
I love that amazing is still the word that they choose to use. And it's
Huh?
amazing.
It's amazing, all right.
it's
It's
amazing.
amazing.
I think it's funny. I used to work at a cubicle. I get it. Like, I'm really glad I get to tattoo because it's could be so much boring.
On, he said no.
Ooh, what's happening?
Can't help it.
What's happening? It looks crazy. in
Secret
the
behind
camera.
the scene
He's
projects.
pouring some paint on a foot, swirling
Okay.
it around.
Super behind the scene project.
Little swirly foot paint.
How's the weather been?
Secrets.
Terrible.
Not
I
quite.
had to show you guys what
mid-
I kept staring at off camera.
I
over
was
there.
watching that too
Yeah.
the whole time.
That's
What's
what I've been
happening?
staring
It-
at for the last 20 minutes.
Just look like some
Derb's
booty
making some magic
witchcraft
happen.
up there.
I wasn't gonna put him on
yeah.
the spot and make him talk to us. I just wanted to show you guys.
Oh, you just creeped? You didn't text him?
No, when there's art happening, it's hard not to be distracted.
That's
And
true.
Fawn's just over here
Yeah.
soaking it in. Soaking it in. We lost
See,
her.
that's what I've got. I've got like so many paintings planned to finish before I'm like giving myself a due date. Like, I want half of them done before Hell City.
I
I
just
started to
recently.
paint by number once, and it's still
Well,
like
they're almost
It's
done.
quarter of
They're
the way
like,
through.
It's still
no, they're
going.
like,
No.
No?
It's done.
are you bringing
It's
stuff to Hell City? Should I bring paintings to Hell City? Yeah. No?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah?
Why not?
Do it.
There's
They're
gonna be art,
big and Ray's driving.
is there gonna be an art gallery in Phoenix?
He is not listening to
There
it.
is there gonna be an art gallery in Phoenix? Is there gonna be an art gallery in Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep, there will be an art gallery. So bring
cool.
paintings. We're talking to Renee Little. She was asking if she should bring
Hi.
paintings. Derb's just off camera. Yep, he said definitely bring them.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
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 So what,
So
what Derb's explaining off screen is that there's going to be a gallery, but the gallery is not going to be typically set up in like we do in Columbus, where it's all in one room. It's going to be set up on panels throughout the entire event. So it'll be little random
Oh.
sections of art all over the place. So
So
That'll
I'm
be
sending
cool.
that guy with you then.
Oh, that's
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Tell him I
Okay.
like that. That's a good
the
idea.
glowy one.
Little rock guy.
We've been working on light rays this week.
light rays.
Light rays.
Ooh,
I like
I need
light
help with
rays.
light rays.
Light rays. I'll help you with light
Mhm.
rays. I enjoy
I need
them.
help with light rays. I'll show you something I'm doing with a beetle. Don't let me forget if I see you next. Beetle orb light rays.
Beetle orb light rays. Locked.
Orb light rays.
Kyle's-
Yeah, got it.
Kyle's
got
working
it.
on a rad little painting, and he is, like one of the tricks to developing to like making light rays that look believable and look like they're actually like shimmering is it just takes time, and it takes multiple layers, and there's not really any shortcut other than like just do another layer and then keep doing that till it starts balancing. And he's a few layers in on the light rays on this, and it's really starting to read nicely. So like it's his first like
Good job,
real
Kyle.
attempt
Thank you.
like,
Thank you.
in paint, not like on an iPad, but like actually in paint building these light rays. And it's like
Well, how do you
it's
end
still
the
early
light ray?
on, but to like just keep being like, okay, keep doing more. You're doing it exactly
You
right.
just
Just keep
blend?
going,
Are you
you
just
know?
blending the final, like, how do you end them?
Just think at the end of the Bone
Kinda
Thugs and
pick up-
Harmony Crossroads video, how like it just kind of drifts into the sky. That's how you
That's
end
what I
up.
tried.
I've been
And I
just
have this
making a bunch of
tattoo.
faint marks and then letting it go from there and
Yeah.
wherever it naturally stops.
I use a lot of medium. Kyle's working in acrylic, so I introduced him to retarder. So he's actually where I'm without forcing too much. I'm forcing him to paint a little bit more like an oil painter to build his light rays up, because that's the only way I can do it. And then when you thin your paint out that much, you've got to make sure you've got a strong enough binder so that the paint actually sticks to the layer underneath.
Right.
Whether you're working in acrylic or oil, you've got to be mindful that you've got that like chemical crystalline bond between the layers. Otherwise your
Yeah.
your art loses its integrity and it won't it'll chip and peel and flake over time. So
So
after
I have
introducing
untattooed.
him, after
Go
introducing him
ahead.
to like the medium and how to like thin your paint down with water, he's building these layers up of like light rays super gradually. And that's the trick, is you build it up gradual until it looks rich. I was telling him about one of the paintings I've got upstairs, and it's like a lotus with like it's like a bio lotus, and it's got like these radiating light rays. It's in the hallway at Red Tree. I don't know if you
Oh,
remember
I
it.
know. Yeah, I know that
So
painting.
I was like, so
Okay.
to achieve those light rays, that was probably like 14 layers of me just going in and just gradually building that layer just a little bit. And then coming back in with the jewel tones that build the darks in between the light rays just the same. So it's just a gradual process of like, once I establish the picture that I want, now I want to establish what energy is the most important, and then where is that energy going.
That's how
And
I
then-
do it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how Ben
Exactly.
does it.
That's exactly how I do
Let
it.
me throw this at you, because this is my thinking that I'm having with the beetle and the orb. It's a bunch of beetle samurais, you know, they're fighting. There's orbs, you know.
Mhm.
So far I have like the base color background, which is like a blue steel color, and then I have already my packs of just like lightest yellow. And
Mhm.
then I have like the general shapes of direction, and then they just kind of fan off. So I was thinking at some point, like either just taking that blue steel and watering it down, but then at some points of like where I want the energy really radiating, I could actually just mix like the blue and the yellow, like the blue steel and a little bit of that yellow, and just make like.
So that's the really nice thing about working in glazes, because like one day you could work in the blues and the next day you could work in the yellows, so you can actually like
Mhm.
overlap, and then you end up, instead of having like the blue and yellow mix to make green, it's actually lenses of color laid upon itself
Yeah.
that starts
Yeah.
like
Like
reading
pancakes.
differently.
Yeah.
Pancakes.
Pancake stacks and colors.
Yeah, just use
Pancake.
more.
Is it
Use
applicable to
medium. It
waffles
like,
too?
and you work in watercolor, so like honestly, this probably will really make sense to you. But thin your oils out so much. Thin your oils out so much that you're applying them as if they're a thin wash. Like when I'm talking to
Yeah.
Kyle, like a lot of times I'll call my glazes, I'll call them washes. They're not washes, they're glazes. But like I'm
Glazes.
thinning it out so that like I'll start with like a French ultramarine blue or a Prussian blue, but I thin it out so much that by the time I touch the canvas with it, it's like a very, it's almost like it's like I'm adding a tint rather than actually applying like thick, rich color. I'm just adding a layer
That's a good
of
way to
tint.
put it. Yeah.
And then what that ends up allowing me to do is I can play with like the temperature of my colors, and I can like gradually go from like the cool side into the warm side without getting that muddy in the middle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, no,
I
that's a
love
good
good
way of
bond
putting it.
nerds. It just makes me smile.
Good.
But yeah.
You're good.
But yeah,
No,
it's,
I
it's,
love it.
Together.
it's really,
On nerd
it's-
mode is my favorite fucking thing to watch, because she's just like,
Well, that is a good thing to bring
intense
up. That it's not,
information.
you are adding tint to it.
yes.
You know, and that's a
So-
good way of putting it.
One time somebody, I didn't take it as a criticism, but one of the people that was with me took it as like a negative criticism, because somebody was like, oh, you're using your oil colors like watercolor. And I was like, yeah, I guess I am. And my friend that was with me was like, well, that was kind of rude. And I was like, it wasn't a dig. It was like an observation. Like, and yes, they're absolutely right. And they weren't an artist. They just thought it was an insult, but it was one of those like, huh, you're using your oils like
Well,
watercolors.
No, to be completely honest, I have met an artist that does that, and he's pretty profound. And he talks about just adding glazes, and I
Mhm.
mean, it's translucent glazes the whole way. And he paints really photorealistic fruit in pretty like things, like pretty bowls, like sometimes Australian crystal bowls or like metal bowls. And then he has like really muted tones with wallpaper in the background. But I got the cool chance to like be in his art studio and just being like put in that situation, be like, oh my God, you're that guy. His name's Eric something. I'll look it up and I'll text it to you. But oh my God, be like, no, that was indeed his process. And that's why everything looks so real and bright. Like nothing was muted because he really took the time to let those layers dry
The
too.
jewel
and
tones
keep
on
it-
top of one another.
Right. Just keep that transparency. So you're getting true pigment, unadulterated true pigment on top of other unadulterated different hues of true pigment. So you're getting
Okay.
like those natural.
I'm going to tell you
sets of
another
blend.
trick. So this
Yeah.
this trick that I'm telling you about, layering the
Yeah, I'm like,
the thin washes, it's the same
Right.
way Guy builds up his stuff. Same
oh,
exact
I
way.
know. I
Same
figured.
exact way.
I figured. Yeah,
Same tricks.
I figured. Yeah, same.
But I was
would-
gonna say my Bigfoot that I showed you earlier, the hairy, that actually started out as a hot pink ground, and then I like sculpted out of the hot pink while the ground was still wet. Like I just like while it was tacky, I just went in with a brush with just turp on it and pulled my lights and brights out. And then I think I went in with like a opaque orange creamsicle-y kind of color next. And then I went through with I think green next. And that color combination started giving me like the ochres and browns. And then I went in with, I believe, reds, like a rich red, and then purple, and then blue. So like instead of like applying like impasto, like putting each color where it belongs, it's like I look at it out of focus and it's like, okay, where are all the warms? Let's establish the warms
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
And then it's
Yeah.
like, okay,
No,
where do I
I'm more
need to start
color-based.
taking these dark warms? Which of those dark warms are going to be my cool darks? Okay, let's go ahead and just put purple and blue in there and green and start just establishing that as my space that's behind everything.
Well, at least you have a system. Like I do things of plane of color as well. I mean, that I have to go like more, educational, like institutional status of like doing things correctly sometimes. But typically I like literally think about my contrast first and I just bring out like, I'll show you, I bring out a lot of pastel charcoals and get out all my contrasts and my main shapes of shadows. And then I go in with my color fields and I really figure out my value where I want things, and then I go in with my layers from there.
I'm doing
but
the
everything
same
starts the same. Yeah, but I like the hot pink because I'll
I'm
create
doing-
that
I'm-
like staticness in the background. That's like a real, I like that.
For me, it's like the same process. I'm just building the darks out of jewel tones instead of even like I save the blacks if I use any black at all for like just the smallest little details. And then when you actually see it in the sunlight, it like turns into a totally different thing, which is, I don't know, it's kind of crazy.
Well, I was like next to you in the van, just like being a weirdo with guys painting and just like, look how colorful it is. There's so many colors. And just like, don't let anything happen to it. Like, I just imagined all these scenarios that could have been and how I was going to save it, but but
Must
I was
protect
just like-
paintings.
yeah, must protect paintings with life.
I was super excited to get my hands on that painting.
Yeah.
When I
think
messaged him
so.
about it, he was like, I think Michelle wants to keep that one. Let me check with her. And I was like, please.
No.
Fortunately,
Yeah.
I got a new painting on the way. I get
Have
to
you
pick
guys
up
seen
Tobias's painting
let's pull
in
it up.
Phoenix.
Can we pull this
I'm
up?
super
yeah.
pumped about it.
Where's my Instagram?
Oh, Con's Instagram.
Ooh.
Toby did it's not a self-portrait because I didn't do it. Toby did a portrait of me. Whoa.
Where him?
That's pretty insane. Oh, I don't know.
Oh no. Was it just on his story and it disappeared on us?
Check his other one.
Does he have a tattoo page too?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Let's see here. Kobe.
I don't remember. Where it was.
Kobe G art. There it is.
Quote.
Okay. Let me get the old screen
Whoa.
share out.
Look at that.
That
Where are you
is-
right now?
My face.
That's a beautiful man.
You ready for this? It's creepy. Wait. Come on, host.
Enable my screen share,
Enable
Kyle.
screen-
I'm
Sure.
working on it.
Good night.
Ooh, bless me. Let me see.
Come on, Kyle.
Server's leaving. They just send them baby hearts.
Let me see it.
Can I do it
Okay.
now?
You
All
should be
right.
able
Jeez,
Let's see.
Kyle. Like,
Screen share. Go advanced. Boom, boom. Oh, look at this creepo.
Oh,
Look at that.
nice. That's so nice. You captured your
Boom.
eyes. Yes, your best soul.
How beautiful.
That is good.
it is insane.
That mustard leaf background. So gentlemanly.
Isn't that, I kind of thought the same thing. It's like
Well, it started off so
putrid but
bright.
pretty
like,
at the same time.
Mhm. It's very angelic.
Angelic.
yeah, the reflection in the glasses and all the things make it super fucking awesome.
Mhm.
Big thing. It's just crazy to me that that can be duplicated. He snapped that photo on his fucking cell phone, and this is what got created. It's pretty nuts to me that that is a capability of a human being.
Toby's
Yeah,
so
we made like
gifted
that.
though.
Mhm.
It's nuts to me.
I mean, there's a lot of hard work with that gift.
Like,
There's those reflections.
that's
And
nuts.
it shows. Like that nose, I've always had problems with noses. And
Like-
that nose is pretty dope.
And this is a photo that has been redone through Instagram. So, and I
Yeah.
can't wait to see this thing in real life after a glaze. It's gonna be fantastic. Toby is amazing.
I'm going to show you some more of his artwork just while we're on it. And Toby
please,
is a
please
tattooer,
do.
so check him out. Get tattooed by him. I'm going to
Toby.
show you some of his tattoos as well.
Toby tattooed my head. He tattooed the lily on my hand that I got for my daughter. Tattooed the rat on the side of my head. Toby is my homie. Also, old school motherfucker known forever. That's my buddy Steve. I hooked them up. Aww.
Ooh.
Man.
So one
There-
of
I
the
know
there's
things
that
also a bunch-
tattoo.
I
There's
really
also a
love
bunch of
Toby's
covers up
work
in that.
because are there?
Yeah.
So
Find the cover up.
I
Find the
really
cover
love-
up.
I love
Let me-
nautical bees. Those tentacles,
creep-
the light
I wanna
sources
creep
of
in.
tentacles. Perfect. Yeah, creep
wanna-
in. That's my jam sauce right there. Like that's my bread and butter. That's where I came from. Nautical.
what, creeping?
stuff.
Creeping in?
Creeping.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, creeping. Oh, look at that. Look at that rope work. Ooh.
so
Look at
the
them
thing about
tits.
Toby's work is sometimes it's so detailed, it's easy to like be visually overwhelmed and miss how good it is. So I just like
Oh,
to
that's-
take a minute and like really get into some of the elemental details that Toby
Yeah.
obsesses about because he plays with like
Mhm.
the focal points and stuff as well. Check this out, just a little bit
Look
lower.
how the tattoo still breathes, you know, and it's
You
it's
still see the
perfect
skin,
form.
but like
yeah, you still
you've
see
got
the
all these
skin.
intricate tight details that are off in the distance. You've got this glimmer here on these tentacles.
Great texture.
And
Everything's
then-
clear. Even the background's so clear.
Then
Yeah,
our
his
field of
focal points are
focus
perfect.
changes. So now
Right,
we've got these
right.
tentacles here that are like out of focus and very soft and very like buried under the water. See how like
Yeah,
soft
perfect.
and delicate these are?
How
But
he
to compare
simplified
it
it
with
and capped it off
this-
at the same time.
What he chose is his focal point right here. It's just
Yeah.
amazing. Okay, now
Well,
watch.
he
Look
also,
over here.
he brought the photo point to the suckers and to
Look at that.
that distant one.
Can we
yeah,
just
look
look at
at that.
Toby's water? Can we
Can
just
we
look
just
at
look
that
at
water?
that?
Can we just look
Tentacles
at that spray?
rushing out of the spray. Yeah, that's nice. To be perfectly
good.
chaotic and yet realistic with shadows on tentacles really hard to do, and he did it really nicely.
But like this field of depth, that trick is pretty hard to accomplish. And Toby's just a
Mm-hmm. I
very
like those little
patient,
dots that he used.
patient tattooer. He's not fast, but man, the time that he takes is worth every second.
So this collector
You can
Steve
see it in the
is
mask.
accessible. I could absolutely have him
smooth
come
that
share this on the
mask
show.
is.
That would be rad. I'd
Yeah.
love to talk with him. I didn't realize
Steve's
he was a
real,
homie.
no, Steve's a real good friend. Him and I have done a lot of stuff together. I knew him from the t-shirt shop and a couple other things, but we ended up hanging outside of work. And I know he's a really, really good dude. I like Steve a lot. He'd be real easy to get on the show. I don't know if I could random FaceTime him right now and drop him a Zoom link, but like, yeah.
Okay, are we
What's his
ready to
name,
see
Ben?
some?
I'm so glad you
Cover
clicked
up
on that.
magic.
That was beautiful.
I
And
remember
what'd you
when
say?
Toby did this one.
Yeah.
Let's take this in for a second.
Ooh, that is a nice cover up. Look at that one. Let's
Mhm.
see. Oh, he used that little curve of that. What is that original? I don't even.
It's a
It's
Oh,
another
dragon.
dragon.
It was facing
The belly of a
backwards
dragon.
though.
It's not that I
Yes.
don't want a dragon. It's that I want a good dragon and facing the correct direction, please.
You mean not the little like
Yeah.
hunchback dragon?
That dragon looks like it's taking
Yeah.
a poop.
Yep, this was definitely a
Honestly.
process. This really took them a long time to build up through layers, but
Mm,
what they achieved, man, is
Awesome.
impressive. Like
mhm.
we might, like Renee, you and I might know by looking at this that this is a cover up when we see it in person, but I think the average collector or the average like tattoo
Mhm.
viewer, I don't think would even know that this was a cover up. And I
No,
just love it.
no. And it's still creative around the elbow, and it's still, yeah, it's got all the proper highlights. Like that one, I would like to see it after like it's healed a bit too, and see if there's been, I mean, I'm sure touch up needed in the highlight areas, because that's like where the moneymaker is with that orb. And that's, I think that's what saved this whole tattoo, is that he used that, like trying to like that one little pocket of open skin on the right hand side. That's where he put that orb and save that whole cover up like that. Like that's how you really, really like, that's genius. Like that's smart. That's a good use of like your open space, you know? That's what makes it powerful is using
The
your
last cover up I did, I used that same trick. I really drew your eye to the curvature of the bicep with this thing that was so it was gorgeous.
Yeah,
That
we-
sounds
we collabed on
convincing.
that.
Yeah.
I'll have
That
to pull
sounds
I'll have to
convincing
pull
and
it off
real.
my
Yep.
Instagram to show you.
open.
Is he giving that skeleton hair?
So what he's doing, he's got a layer, he's kind of working in a wet on wet technique right now where he's got like a layer of wet glaze, and then he came in on top and put like a dark, probably either blue or maybe a Payne's gray, and now he's just slowly pulling that in with a brush that's got solvent or medium in it, pushing and pulling. Sometimes
Yep.
sometimes the nice thing about oil paint is sometimes it's about moving the paint around. It's not necessarily about just putting it on the canvas, but it's about putting it on the canvas and then moving it where you want it.
Mhm. Yeah.
You can't do that with other paint.
You people
Only
blow my
oil.
mind. You blow my
Oh, I
mind.
can push me some acrylic fun. Don't get me wrong.
Well, yeah, but you got to use like the retarders and stuff, and that makes it basically we're cheating it and painting
No,
like we're
I
painting
use-
in oils.
True. I cheat and I paint like watercolor with acrylic and just a lot of layers. But a lot of people think my acrylic paintings look like oil paintings.
Yeah, I was hoping
And-
you were gonna pull out.
Yeah, but no, really, it's like, yeah, a lot of my paintings are acrylic and a lot of people think they're oil. But I just
Michael-
do watercolor
my-
layers like oil.
My goal
Whoa,
is to not be able to tell the difference whether it's oil or acrylic. Like I want
Yeah,
my
exactly.
acrylic to look rich like my oils.
Mhm.
And then
Well,
this
I'm
is
a
an
weirdo.
example
I
of-
like things a little bit darker, a little bit grungier, and sometimes, you know, if I want to do something glowy and weird and timely, and I want to take 1,000 years on it, I totally do oil. Like I love doing oil with my octopuses, but they're so hard to do with acrylic because I need that play, you know. So I think it's different. That one's beautiful.
This is just nuts. Like I've just been sucked into it for a second. Like it
Oh, yeah,
just
his
that
focal point
how it
is
pulls
so
into that
fun.
like lilac at the base of that, and then has that dark
Mhm.
contrast behind it.
Oh,
Man,
that
little
is
peak of light over that ridge. Like that's just
Do you notice that this yellow orange complements this lavender? And then we've got a cool gray to separate them.
Yeah, look at that steel gray.
is that same hot cool
And then
trick
if
you
you look
talked
up
about?
in the
Hot,
sky, that same hot cool repeats right here. And then we've
Oh,
got
I
this
see it.
tone here. Boom and boom. So
Oh,
there's like a diagonal
Oh,
mirror
yeah.
through this. Where
You
the
guys are
color
gonna
flip-flops
accidentally
on
teach me how to
itself.
art, aren't you?
You
Yeah,
you
man.
just
You're
nerded
gonna
out
be-
on it. Are you
dude, I'm
kidding
gonna
me?
Bob
You're all
Ross
look at
the
that
crap out of you. Everyone can paint then.
Everyone can paint.
Join us.
Every day's a good day when we paint. I
Woo!
believe.
I don't know that one.
I believe. Every day's a good day when we paint.
If I had that song growing up, I would be a different person today.
It's actually this Bob Ross remix that I found on YouTube like 15 years ago.
Remix.
So it's like
good.
a compilation of Bob Ross videos and this like smooth,
Aw.
like new age. I believe every day's a good day when we paint. I
Yeah.
believe.
Come on, Kyle, pull it up. Find it. Let's go.
See, I grew up on Bob Ross. That literally was like my jam sauce.
I liked Bob. He was always soft.
Yeah, he was
soothing.
cool. He was suave. Yeah,
He was also a drill sergeant.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Is it true?
Yeah, like for Marines.
My
He was-
uncle was.
That's
And
why when
he's
he
a
came back,
sausage-
yeah, he was like, I don't want to yell anymore. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk. And his voice on the show is definitely like playing. Like he's like,
Yeah.
I
Oh, hi.
want to talk
Hi.
soft and soldier.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I want to be
All
like
good.
making love to the kids.
Oh, yes. Put that wet paint on there. Slap it on.
Just
Just
acrylic
slap it.
white. Everywhere.
Titanium.
Titanium white. That's what it
Hey
is.
Kyle,
Titanium.
if you go to the tattoo collecting Instagram, there's going to be a link in the inbox
So
to
I,
said video.
I will never forget my favorite Bob Ross stories. Remember how he used to have squirrels? Okay, so he had this pet squirrel one
This
day.
is first episode. No, he had baby squirrels.
writing on the
Yeah, okay, so the squirrels were frequent guests. They were on several times. But he goes to take the squirrel and he puts it down in its like cage or whatever it is, and they don't show that. But then he picks up a brush that was on in the cleaner next to the easel, and he smacks the fucking easel and beats the devil out of the brush. You know what I mean? Like you gotta make the devil out of it. But he doesn't say that. That's just what he does, right? So like I, in my little baby brain,
You
am
thought
like,
he picked up the squirrel, didn't you?
Bob just murked the squirrel. he dipped down and beat the fucking head of the squirrel
He just
into that
beat the
easel.
devil out of that squirrel.
And we have a squirrel stew. Bobby gonna make squirrel stew.
That ran, that Cavian ran, that's just
The
squirrel.
day Nom caught up to Bob.
That's
Oh,
So
that's
the
You guys
song-
put it up?
This
Yeah,
song
yeah.
lives rent free in my head all the time. Are we going to have
Rent-free.
sound?
Run it.
rent free.
We do not own the rights to this music. I repeat.
PBS.
We do not own the rights to this music.
There we go. Skip forward a little bit.
You're a great window man.
I'm trying. I'm trying. Okay.
I can't hear it.
Can you not?
Well, that means nobody else can hear it either.
I'll have to figure that out.
So, hey guys, this is what you're missing on YouTube. Feel free to look it up and listen. But it's
Okay.
pretty fucking rad.
We tried to share it with you. You guys
Well, I
see
guess
us
Kyle's
dance.
fired. He had one
We all got
job.
to see you dance, and that was fun.
We'll figure it out.
Derb was probably like, "What just happened?"
What if I
He
screen
left.
share it on here? Do you think?
No,
Maybe
because it doesn't pull up the sound through
this one
screen
won't
share.
either
No.
at all.
I think we can make it happen from here.
So
I
what
just
I'm-
gotta fiddle with it.
What
Okay,
I'm
we're gonna
feeling
learn it.
is
We got
that
new
we
things
should
to
make
learn.
Bob Ross one of our sound bites. So that song can now be one of our button pushes.
Oh yeah, maybe
I
like your
believe-
intro
I
song.
You
believe
should have picked any other button.
they're turned down.
Can you hear this one or no?
A little bit, real soft.
So we got that, which is non paid for unincorporated music.
Yep. Not a, it's gone.
Kyle's mind's blown. He's like, no.
I've seen these before.
Because they all suck.
Just no,
Don't do that ever again. Don't do that ever again.
They're
Stuff in
awesome.
one jug. What do you mean?
Why are you not using?
Because we forget they exist until. But if we
I
can have
didn't know
Bob
you guys had
Ross,
sound effects. Yeah.
we
Oh
have
yeah,
Bob
just
Ross.
a Bob
Just
Ross
beat the
little
devil
track,
out of
like,
it.
Beat the devil out of it.
Beat the devil. Beat. Oh, this is gonna happen. All right. I'm gonna call my DJ buddy, and we're gonna have the best dope ass Bob Ross
Need a whole
back
stack.
Remix.
tracks that we can own and be ours because he'll make it for us.
As
Yeah.
long as the Bob Ross Corporation doesn't.
Bob Ross can suck it. Come at me.
Exactly.
Ghost of Bob,
He
you want to
can't, though.
haunt me? I will take you on.
Stop.
You can't
'Cause
suck
you
it.
can
That's the thing.
Teach me
You
how to
can't
be.
do it.
Ghost
Well,
Blowies
just
might
teach
be
it to me.
awesome. Don't. Don't. Restricted fast. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I was just thinking.
Uh-oh.
I was just wondering if you guys could hold down the fort for about 2.5 minutes while I go have a tinkle time and refill my coffee.
I don't know.
Ooh.
That sounds like a tall
It's
order.
daunting.
Two and
I
a
bet
half
you if you would have
minutes.
just walked away, we wouldn't even have noticed.
I know, but you made it weird because you drew attention to me, like looking
now
around,
it feels like a
pondering
thing
my.
that we gotta like do a thing while you're gone.
What do you mean you got to do a thing? She's opening another White Claw.
Trace
Like,
the
yeah,
White
it's
Claw.
happening on its own.
It's officially a party. She's
I'm
taking us
here.
in.
I'm
It is
here.
also
I'm
8:40.
here.
Hang out.
I
Hang out.
mean, yeah,
Yeah.
let's. How about this? I'll go have a tinkle time,
Uh-oh.
and then when we come back, I'll roll up our last blunt of the evening.
Do a show closer with a blizzy.
Yeah, we'll do one last blizzy
Yeah.
and wrap her up. Okay.
I mean,
Carry
it is
on.
it
I'll
is
be
already
back.
8:40.
Take care
No,
of
we
them.
killed a lot of time.
We have been doing the extended
The
cast,
extended episode.
the extended cast.
Oh, the extended. Oh, yes.
But that's what's cool about having people drop in later. It gives a little revitalization to the evening, and it gives us another thing to bounce to and focus on. So,
Could you imagine if
Thank
they cut
you.
down?
huh?
Could you
I wish
imagine
I
if
was
this
out
got edited
earlier.
down?
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
it-
lame.
Yeah, and it would have just been the same show the whole time. But I didn't hear what you
But what
said.
if I was that? What if I was that person that just always came on late and then everything got edited down? And they're like, Renee will never existed.
Well,
Oh, I meant just like edit out all the blank silence.
it wasn't.
I was never in the high school yearbook, you know, in the action photos. I was never in those.
I was the
like,
photographer.
I did that for one semester my senior year.
Whoa, it's like having your birthday on Christmas.
If you ever come around, I'll show you. I had the best page in the whole damn yearbook because everyone else was so fucking basic, and they're like, you have to use this, or this. And it's like, can I not just have a curved edge to my border? Really?
Please,
You're really gonna do this?
Please, can we?
The school I was to was old school. Like we took 35mm cameras to events and snapped fucking rolls of film and produced our own yearbook. And
Dude,
I
was
went
in film class.
I went to a lot of the events as the photographer.
You're basically an underground detective now.
Ba-dum, 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 ba- Hey, what does Pink Panther say when he steps on an ant?
I forget what.
Dead ant, dead ant, dead ant, dead ant, dead ant.
Fucking nerd. Oh my gosh. That's the worst dad joke ever. Kyle's like, I don't know what either.
Who is-
That was a good one.
Who is
Come on.
Pink Panther?
Pink Panther.
I'm aware
is
of
like,
the Pink Panther.
You know,
Be older,
dude.
Kyle.
I just said I'm aware of it.
Be older, Kyle.
I wanted
I'm
I
trying.
wanted to
I love
say
that
how
you're young.
Dare. Do you remember Dare's like videos of like, watch out for those guys giving you bags of things, and they always look like James Dean, you know,
See,
or
we
like
didn't have
Luke
Dare, but we
Perry.
had a drug bus that would come around and show you the dangers of drugs.
Hmm.
And it was like an interactive bus that you would walk through.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Did any
Yeah.
of your friends' brains turn into actual scrambled eggs?
I
Okay.
got that video too.
No.
I know that
Yeah,
I don't know.
none of
I
it
don't
ever. I think it was like Drew Barrymore be like, this is your brains on drugs, and then she just
Oh.
makes delicious like scrambled eggs, and they
My
look
my
tasty, but-
oldest
And
brother.
it's like a crackhead making eggs, burning the place down.
My oldest brother had a poster of celebrities' brains on drugs, and it was like,
Oh fuck yeah!
like super ironic. Like Kurt Cobain's was just like a busted eggshell. That's the only one I really remember. But like, I remember one of them was lines of cocaine.
I had a
but don't
friend that did
remember
an
these.
art show.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, even better. What they should have showed us was I had a friend that had an art show that was quite amazing. It was interactive, but he had this one thing of like movie stars and their hemorrhoids, and it was like it was just, it was a feeler. It was a feeler, you know. It
It
hit
sounds
a certain
it
way.
sounds gross.
It was an
It
yeah. It
sounds-
was an interesting. He did it though.
Sounds like it could
He
be a lot.
fucking did it. St. Pete was great. We had a lot of like interactive artsy people. Like everyone did a lot of drunkenness, and a lot of people did a lot of drugs. I waited till I was an adult. But we were like very into whatever. Like, if you think it's cool, try it out, see if everyone likes it or not. You know, so everyone like did events at the bars and like at the
Right.
like the shitty stuff, but like abandoned buildings. we had like events, like fashion events would go on, and weird fucking abstract shit would just be happening all the time.
I went to an art show one time called the Hooligans Art Show, where the main thing on display was prison-made weapons and
Fuck
weapons
yeah.
of opportunity. That was held over a
Ooh.
bar that their specialty was redheaded sluts in a pint glass. I mean, it might not have been their specialty, but I
Sounds
ordered
like
like
a classy
12 of
joint,
them.
man.
It was surly, girl.
Yeah.
And I
Sounds
got
like a super
shit
fun.
fucking bricked
Well, yeah, Red is
that night.
fucking, those things will get me fucked up.
And bought a shiv painting with a spoon and rubber bands that I paid for that I don't think I ever possessed.
I've been really trying to get stuff from my cops that work at facilities. Like if anyone's a cop out there listening, send me your contraband, because I want to do an art show of like jail made tattoo machines, or like not an art show, but like I'm making a curious cabinet
display.
of my machine, a display, yes, of time and creativity. And like, did you know that you could like do this? You know,
Huh.
I just like collecting ingenuity, you know, but none of them
So-
will give it to me.
So weird. I got a guy for everything. I know the guy that trains the prison guards for one of the very large prison systems that I probably shouldn't mention on air here in town.
Nice and tactile.
I might pass that along. See if we can't
Mhm.
get us some shivs and tatty machines.
Yeah, and if anyone's made like a machine out of like a tape recorder in their basement, send it to me. I'll fucking put it on display. That's cool. If it actually works, sick.
Can we just
No.
have a make a ragtag machine event where we get a bunch of shitty like Radio Shack
Like the
9-volt
opposite of the
motors?
machine Olympics.
Yeah, and you bring like a
Yeah.
bunch
Bring
of
the worst
ballpoint
thing you can.
pens and a bunch of
Or
guitar
I'm thinking-
strings and
Ugh.
Should I bring my water bottle bong too?
fuck
MacGyver
yes, Kyle.
tattooing machine.
And then we
building,
have
like
a
the
show. Here's the
race
tools.
car
Everybody has
event.
access to the same shit. We've got 32 of everything. There's 32 people here. Make the best bullshit machine that you can make with what's right here.
And tattoo someone with it.
Oh, I don't know about that.
When
I think we
Oh,
could prove.
if we
I
do
could, like,
I'm
Okay.
I'm not confident. You know this. I'm very like, but if it's about like needle making or like machine building, I'm like,
so I think that we could do this as a bragging right competition.
that'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun.
Maybe do
Like-
it as a stage event. Get 3 to 5 people that would be interested in making a jailhouse tatty.
I mean,
Record
getting
that shit
tattooed
down.
by a homemade machine
Winner
is the
of-
experience of a lot of collectors. I feel like it's totally relevant.
I think the winner of the event could then have a selection of canvases to which then he could
Mhm.
tatty blast with said new homemade machine and see how far we can get into it, like still working.
That would be really
Huh.
fun. I mean, it would have to be probable as well. So we need a couple examples at least to give the right parts with and make it creative. You know,
I think we could do it BattleBot style.
Do you
We
want
could
it to
say,
be
here's a
Hillbilly
list.
style?
Here's
or-
a list of machine parts that you could use. Here's things that
Okay.
you can get. Acceptable list of accoutrements for your machine.
right?
So you're saying I
Right.
can't just order a Fall Harbor motor and then like the actual cam and then actually
No,
like build a
cheating
Lego
McCheaterson.
machine around it? That doesn't count.
I want an
I actually
RC
have
motor.
to tear apart an existing electronic.
Right. I want an RC motor.
Yeah, like toothbrushes.
Can I tear
like,
apart
I
a
want
broken
bank-
drone? Can I take the Fall Harbor motor out of a broken
Can
drone?
I take a broken
Yeah,
tattoo
there'd be
machine
broken
and
drones.
refix it?
I'm just gonna fix the machine I
No
have. Does
broken
that
tattoo
count?
machines. Like, what can you get in prison? What can you get in the apocalypse?
Apocalypse
Mad Max
machines.
tattoo
I
machine.
think we needed a way to sell
Yeah.
it. Mad Max and
Yeah.
Apocalypse. That's
Mad Max tattoo
The
machine hour.
Apocalypse
Like,
Tattoo Convention.
if anybody steals my idea, I want 3% commission.
I'm gonna make a stick and
Good
poke out of
idea.
prickly pear.
I'm gonna have
yeah,
one
I'm
and a
just gonna
half.
end up sticking poke everybody. I'm really fast at
Yep.
stick and poke.
Stick and poke. We got
Okay.
this.
Really good at it.
I don't have a
Um,
stick and poke. You should poke me.
You don't have a stick and poke?
Okay.
No.
Me
You want a
neither.
snail? I have one. It was brutal. I
A
saw
stick
my
and poke
soul
snail.
leave my body. No, I have this thing. And it
Aw.
was proper. I felt like I earned it because I saw literally my skin like drag off my body onto that needle, stuck onto it about that much. And I went, wow. I felt them hit my bone as resistance. It was actually quite magical. It was like in a hotel room with all my villain art buds, you know. Sure, I was there with brought me a box of wine, and Aaron like I was like, all right, let's do this, you know. And I was like, okay. I told him I wanted it. Like he got me in the convention stuff well over a decade ago, and I was like, it is time, you know. So that in the East, I don't know. Do you guys have this? Do you have this?
No.
This means I'm not gonna kill you or rob you. So when you shake hands, like I can stay at your house.
Is
or
it like
your
a
couch.
is it like a hobo symbol?
Yeah, it's like the compass directions. Like I've traveled everywhere and I haven't killed or robbed anybody. I'm cool. Like I'll
So
babysit your
you
kids. I'm cool.
I'll
Yeah.
babysit
you
your
haven't been
kids.
convicted yet, is what you're saying.
What?
So you just haven't been convicted yet, is what you're saying.
Yeah, nothing. I've like kept a fire going once for 3 days. I'm bona fide. Like I had to chop wood and I've never chopped wood before and I almost lost my leg. Okay. Like that's easy to do. I found out. just
Apparently.
apparently it was a very sharp blade and I'm very strong and that is not okay. Like and I'm like, holy fuck, it scared the shit out of me. But I lived. So I feel like I deserve to get like my bones stabbed by one of my like tattoo uncles.
Fair.
There in a hotel room in Minnesota and the snow was falling and all my buds was there. It was very ceremonial. It was very nice.
So-
And I feel, yeah, stuff like that rarely happens in the tat world anymore, you know? And that was like very archival for me. I was like
Toby.
very like, yes.
Like gave you a moment, like you had your this is your tribal moment.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off, sorry.
That's okay. How rude.
I'm sorry. Toby actually asked me to go on like a camping excursion with him and do like a thread Viking tattoo on him. And I'm like, bro, like I'm willing, but like I'm just probably not the most qualified person to do this. And he's like, yeah, I know. That's why we should do that. I'm like, but buddy, like I don't.
You're like, I'm ill-equipped.
That's why I want you.
I've never pierced. I don't. This isn't like a thing. He's like, I know. Kind of why I'm like, all right, bro. I'll thread your arm. I got you. So Toby, since I'm going to make you listen to this episode because we talked about you a bunch now, I'll still do that. But like, let's watch a YouTube video or something first.
A little how-to.
If there's any YouTube videos on how to do Viking thread tattoos,
I'm sure there's
somebody forward it.
there's a video for everything.
Do you know what's cool that I kind of am fascinated by? Nico was doing it at Hell City a few years ago. The solar branding.
Yeah. Sid's
I
got
kind of would like to experience that. I don't know what or where. Yeah, I
have
kind
a
of want
guy.
to experience that.
I have a guy, I think. I don't know. It's been since before COVID. But yeah, I'll do that with you. I'm totally curious. I want like some weird like dots or something. You know?
I don't know.
Something
I
like-
don't know if I want to do it on my face.
in your vagal nerve.
People I know have got it like on their fingers, like little dots and stuff like that.
Sid has 3 lines across his temple that
Yeah,
he got in
I saw
Arizona
it.
one year. And he was like, dude, the Arizona sun, what's that crystal? He was like, it was vicious.
I heard it.
Vicious. He was like, I wasn't ready. And the guy was like, deep breath. And it was like, bacon. And I was like, no, thanks. Sounds atrocious. But there's something about
curious,
harnessing
though.
the power of the sun and blah, blah, hippie, whatever. But
Yeah,
like,
I've sat through worse. I'm sure I could just.
I'm just not that tough. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not that tough.
Got a lot to prove, you know.
It's not a skill I have.
Seeing if I can find his Instagram. No. Nope. I don't know what his Instagram handle is anymore.
What did you call it? Handle?
It
Like
is
the
the
truckers,
Instagram handle.
trucker CV.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Get your Instagram handle.
I mean, maybe that makes me old, but like, I mean,
No, you're probably 100% right. I just think it's hilarious.
I do have a lot of truck
Yeah.
drivers in the Pritt
We
family,
call
so
it-
there are a lot of things that are like that are like truck driver slang that I think is just normal, but it's not. So, but I thought
Y'all
the
don't call
handle,
it Winker Do?
I thought handle was right.
Whisker
Handle is
Dome?
right.
Thanks.
Winker do not so.
Thanks, internet generation.
Yeah, our kid says it's correct.
It's cool. We've been corrected by a millennial. It's all right.
You're
All right, it's fine.
almost
I
young.
think technically I'm Gen Z. If you want to get,
He's
wanna
like,
do that.
fuck off that. I am later.
It's cool. I don't like claiming being, I don't know. What are we, Ben? We're the in between. What's the,
I-
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
in
the
between
sweet
for
spot
mine.
between the
they
not
call us
millennial.
elder millennials because we
know.
heard a
Yeah.
dial tone.
Yeah,
I
we're
don't-
elders.
I don't care.
I'm in that in between spot because I had a VCR.
I had to work.
I had
for
a
living.
pager.
I had a pager.
I used it a lot.
I had a pager that I paid for one time. I made one fucking payment on this pager. When I bought
think
my
it was still
adult
like
house with my
$30.
second wife, it still worked. I found it in my junk box, like moving stuff, and moved into my house and pulled it out. And I was like, holy shit. It had the number written on it in Sharpie on the bottom of it. Put a new battery in it, called it. Still fucking worked. I paid the bill one time when I was in 8th fucking grade.
That's amazing.
Still worked.
Fuck yeah. See,
Still
once the
works.
apocalypse hits and it's all Mad Maxing, we just have all of our pagers, and that's our system.
We're all gonna pull them out of our
Fucking
drawers.
works.
No, we're gonna have to
You
go back to
couldn't be-
walkie talkies, man. We're gonna have to be
That's
CBN
fine. It's fine. No one thinks you're being passive aggressive
Back
on
to
a
being
fucking pager text.
spawn of truckers.
Shit. I was the squirrel on channel 16 of Whitehall growing up. I had a
Got it out
handle,
on my
bro.
wireless.
Like I had a handle growing up. There was a community channel that we all sat and talked shit on. I stole my dad's handheld radio and sat in my bedroom, and like that was a
that's
thing.
amazing.
The
That was a
Johnsons are a
thing.
piece of shit.
Yeah, dude, total like shit talk. Total shit talk. Hey guys, you see what happened over on 3rd?
Bunch of losers.
Cops got him again. It was great. It was great. Wow, I haven't thought that was like a repressed memory. I haven't thought about that in fucking years.
And for
Man.
today's stroll down memory lane.
Therapeutic tattoo session.
See what happens when you hang out with a young person?
Y'all, you remind me of being a little baby.
Aw, we get all nostalgic and think of the
No.
90s.
On 90s.
I miss squishy me. I was so squishy, and like my little I had like squishy cheeks, and I was just like, hi. I mean, I'm pretty much the same person, but I was. I've been finding a lot of photos. My apprentice has been finding my art books that have like, of course, a bunch of shit in them, like stuffed in between the pages, like dried flowers. She's
Don't
found,
we
she's
all?
like, oh, yeah, don't we all? And she's found these little like high school pictures of me. They're just like squishy. Yeah.
My recent therapeutic assignment was remember what Little Ben did for fun. I'm like, Little Ben had a fucking job. Like, I don't know what you mean, lady. Like, I don't,
Yes.
that doesn't make sense to me. And she was like, no, figure that out. So
You know-
maybe I should buy a CB.
Little Renee had a job too. I think
Right.
everyone of that
There's
old
websites.
elder millennials are elder because we all had jobs.
Right.
Like we
I
couldn't
think-
escape the jobs.
I think she's just trying to push me into a midlife crisis. It's really what
Oh,
it is.
yeah.
I don't think
No,
so.
Remember all the cool
Quarter
shit that
life
made you happy
crisis?
when you're
I look forward to
Third
talking
life
to you about this off air. I
I-
think that's a cool thing to talk about with your therapist.
It was fun.
I think that's I think our inner child is something that we need to be more in touch with. And by inner child, I mean that version of the human being that you were before you started kindergarten and first grade. Like when you were the you that wasn't influenced by other people, being bullies, being like worried about being cool or dressing like other kids or doing things because other people were doing it. Like when you were like
Oh, I grew up in a cult.
When you-
that happened
when you
at a
were,
toddler
like-
age.
fair, but when
I
you were
did
like
too.
I was the loser kid.
when you're like 2, 3, 4, like I feel like that's like the golden age when you are the most pure version of
Yeah.
you before the world
Everyone
has
just
had a chance
thinks you're
to
cute
influence
and
you.
wonderful. Mhm.
Yeah, and I think there's a magic in being in touch with that version of you because that version of you does things because the motivation is joy, or because the motivation is simply curiosity, or you know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
like if you're at least in touch with that version of you.
An hour having the same conversation last Friday.
Well,
No,
I'm
she's.
just kidding.
I mean, she's not wrong. I mean,
No,
okay,
I
I'll
was-
be
I was-
honest.
I love it. I
I-
wasn't trying to cut you off. I'm sorry.
no. What do they call it? There's a Bible scripture about this,
Oh
Uh,
dear.
but living childlike.
Sure.
I'm gonna have to look it up for
Mhm.
next time. I
Hey,
can't
Google.
remember. I
No.
smoked a whole bunch of holy
There's-
smoke.
You know. Oh no,
I
yeah, the
smoked a
holy
bunch
smoke.
of Holy Spirit.
Holy smoke. You see that burning bush? I sure did.
It
I
was
partook.
a
Would you like
spaceship.
to commune?
The burning
Everyone
bush
knows
was a
that
spaceship.
bush was
It was a
coyote.
spaceship.
And they were
Coyote.
hallucinating. It was peyote. And maybe hallucinating.
Everybody.
Everyone
No.
knows that.
It was just aliens. They didn't have the words to describe what was happening. They didn't know what a fucking spaceship was. It was a burning bush. They didn't know. It looked like a bush. On fire. Came down the goddamn ground, handed us a fucking roof, and went away.
I mean, a bush has talked to me before, and it was not just
Whoa.
weed, but yeah.
Was it W? Oh, the delay.
Dad joke.
I'm gonna say just no. Just no.
W. Or senior.
Oh, man.
Or was senior W? I don't know. I just yeah.
Have you ever thought about it? We've had 3 George W's as president.
Oh, gross.
It's the most Merc name there is.
Goddamn right.
That's right. That's right.
All right. On that note, we have
man.
come
Shit to talk
the
about.
end of this blunt. I could dive totally down the childlike life rabbit hole for a really long time, but we should save that as an actual topic, because some of those
Yeah, that's a
things are
good-
even motivations for some of my tattoos. So like
Mhm.
I still have to get the Orin from Neverending Story. I've always wanted to get that somewhere.
Ooh, yes,
Well,
yes.
I got my gummy berry juice bottle.
We're
I
gonna
wanted
have to,
gummy
like,
berry juice bottle when I was a
Unlock
little
some
kid.
real repressed shit. But we'll get there.
For you or me?
I'll do it.
Me.
For what?
Yeah.
Who?
Me. I don't remember a lot of shit when I was a kid. Lots of repression.
What was your favorite cartoon when you were little?
I wasn't allowed to watch cartoons.
What was
So,
your
like-
favorite Disney character?
Oh, that's hard.
Were you allowed to watch the Disney Channel? All Christians
Well,
were.
we weren't allowed to watch the Disney Channel. We could pre-select Disney movies like that were
Right, we-
previewed. Probably
we had,
either
like, the
Beauty
same-
and the Beast or Aladdin.
Okay.
Not
All right.
What did you like about?
All
Yeah, what did you
right.
like about him? What was your favorite character?
I don't want to do this on air.
Who's your favorite Aladdin character?
This
Come
the
on.
show was over 13 seconds ago. Get off me.
Iago or
Mine was
Genie?
Mustafa. No.
Always genie. Robin Williams is a
Oh.
fucking genius.
What was the evil wizard? That one.
Jafar.
Jafar.
I love
Jafar?
Jafar so much. He was so irky.
Hmm.
He was a good character.
I really just like Princess Jasmine in the scene where she's stuck
It was-
in fucking Kansas time and she's like got her little bikini on. She's got that little lab up. She's trying to break the glass.
I mean, I will sing that entire movie with like, but Jafar was fucking dope. if you
All
think
right,
about
challenge.
it.
What happened?
All right. Here we go.
Not
Are you guys ready to sign off?
No. Okay. Yes, I'm ready to sign off.
No. Are you ready to sign off? Thanks for joining
Thanks
us.
for joining us.
All right, guys. Thanks for
Bye.
watching.
Thank you
We'll
for
see you
having
next
me.
week.
Yes.
Oh, next week we
Thank you.
have Rick Rain joining us
Rick
again.
Rain.
So we'll get to talk about all the stuff that's been going on with him. It's been
I'm about
several
to lose
months.
my religion. That's on
Yes.
fucking pounds. If you haven't heard it, listen to it now
That's,
and join us next
60
week.
some episodes ago.
60 episodes ago.
This guy
You mean
is
it was
like
over a
remembering
year ago?
shit.
All
How
right.
do you
So
know this? Oh my
I
gosh.
just recently went through the entire backlog and readjusting all the titles and all that. So
he's familiar.
I'm now
I'm so
familiar.
sure.
I've seen the history in little tidbits.
Aw.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Watch that
Well,
next time.
next week we'll have Rick. We'll have some rad music from him. We'll catch up on what's going on in his life. And
Let him plug his new shit.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. All right.
Yeah.
I listened to it on the way here because I thought he was on tonight, and I wanted to talk to him about how awesome it was.
It's next week.
So I'll do the video.
I should have waited until after today to say, hey, I've got Rick for next week.
I wanted to be pumped on it.
You know what? You should have specified next week. I think you just said I got Rick for the podcast.
I think I said I got Rick for next week.
I don't read, I skim. So you can
Anyways,
say whatever you want.
So we got
Bye,
Rick coming
people.
next week. All right, guys.
All
See
right.